stuck here under this crust forever, searching the mystery. When I was gone, show me the faintest clue to see this new worldview. The curiosity can discover something deeper out there. The unrevealed's been hidden, it's calling for me to see. I will find all the answers here, been locked away. Oh, there are secrets here in this madness, I'm trapped in darkness, been locked away. Oh, there are secrets here. It's just another night, and I'm wondering what's behind that wall, beyond my imagination. Curiosity can discover something deeper out there. The unrevealed's been hidden, it's calling for me to see. I will find all the answers here, been locked away. Oh, there are secrets here in this madness, I'm trapped in darkness, been locked away. Oh, there are secrets here. I will find all the answers here, been locked away. Oh, there are secrets here in this madness, I'm trapped in darkness, been locked away. Oh, there are secrets here. I will find all the answers here, been locked away. Oh, there are secrets here in this madness, I'm trapped in darkness, been locked away. Oh, there are secrets I roam the streets at dusk, none that I can trust. There's just the moonlight lighting up my way. There's no escape, so I let the breeze embrace me. Like a curse upon me, I'm forced into the solitude. The longer, the more that I fear. No matter how much I try to break free, it's like a shadow over me. Oh, I need to run
Young boy, the test of a killer. It's 200, it's a minute, one thing twice. Pick you up on my shoulder, go to hell or in a car. Like a crack, go insane. Feel the pain, what a shame. Think you bad when you climb, who can save you?
I got one third, Lordy, you first. I don't bad thing, you have no choice. Let me see it, but be the road, be tie you up, hang you up and cut you up. Find the first, but first, then I scare you off.
I don't wanna die, you're gonna kill me now. I won't give all enough for what I die. Almost by the war, it's my lifeline. I want need to get it, I can't stop me now.
Just hold my hand tight, no matter what, I'm sure we'll make it through. As long as I got you, it ain't gonna matter how the path is gonna be. Yeah, that's the truth. We're gonna be set free if you come and skate with me. We'll be free, free, free. Oh, I need to run away. Need someone who's gonna stay and guide me to a safer place. Yeah, I need to run away. Hold me tight and lead the way. Out of dust into the dawn, could that be you? Out of dust into the dawn, could that be you? Out of dust into the dawn, could that be you? Out of dust until the dawn, could that be you?
Hey Bears! I am the Gaming Grizzly and I want to welcome you all to day 3 of the Northern American European Server Summer Tournament 2020. And on my side I have the beautiful co-host Persuadable.
You did my intro for me. I have no material now.
That's
No,
nice.
I'm just
All right, so we're gonna carry on.
I literally told Game and Grizzly, I'm just going to make this super awkward for you in the beginning. What's going on, boo-boos? I'm super excited for day 3. What about you, Game and Grizzly?
I am excited too. We're gonna see amazing teams competing against each other today. We're gonna have for the first matches XQ Army versus Potatoes, and for the next matches we're gonna face B4U and Yin Yang.
That's right. And so how these were selected, the admins and the staff, they go through all the teams to see where, the closest resemblance in tiers. And they saw that XQ and Potatoes, they were all tier 5 and 6. And they were closely resembling each other. So it's not so much about the tier, but really in reality, how close those tiers are together. And then there were 4 other teams consulted. And for one reason or another, they couldn't come and join us on live feed. So they did revert to Yin Yang and B4U. And this is going to be an exciting day today because these are some fan favorites and a lot of people are anticipating some great gameplay between these teams. And I'm very, very excited to see what they have in line for everybody.
Same. Especially, I want to say this right now before everyone's talking about this. XQ Army is coming in with Roxton. Roxton is known for being a Feaster player. Feaster is my boy. I'm excited. Dude, we're going to see a Feaster in the first matches in today's stream. And that's something I'm super excited about because I have to be honest, I haven't played Feaster for quite some time now. So maybe I can learn a few tricks from Roxton. I hope so.
I'm very excited for this matchup. We're seeing XQ Army versus Potato first, and then Yin Yang and B4U will come up directly after that. And I just have a lot of people that I've been playing with for a long time in this tournament. Obviously, I met Roxon in real life. He's a great guy. We met him at Color 2 in Shanghai, China. And Potato, I've been playing with some of these players for a long time, especially Blu-ray's card, John Tato or John Zhao. And, Mumu is one of the best perfumers in the entire game. All for One has really made a name for himself, especially in the past year. Very, very scary Bloody Queen and Ripper player. And so this is going to be a good match, and I'm rooting for both teams. And I know you're excited about that feaster, Grizzly, and you know how I feel about that feaster. So
Yeah, you're just as excited as I am, I hope.
Oh,
Right?
there we go. We can put it that
Huh?
way. We can put it that way. And faced enough of them in 2 versus 8.
Yeah, and we are actually on, dude, day 3 already. Day 3. Time is flying. Time is flying. We're gonna have
It
a
is.
total of we have a total of 6 days. Next weekend, we're gonna jump into quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. Can't wait for this. Again, I repeat myself, but what I want to see is a round 3. We didn't see a round 3 yet. Maybe we're gonna, jump into a round 3 today because again, we're gonna have more bans the further we progress. And if we are having 3 rounds, we're gonna have 2 hunter bans, 3 survivor bans. That didn't happen yet. Not on day 1, not on day 2. Maybe today on day 3.
And that's probably going to happen as well next weekend. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, next weekend is where we start producing the quarterfinals. So all of the teams who win today will all be streamed next weekend. All 8 teams will be streamed. So 4 of them will be streamed on Friday as part of the quarterfinals. And then Saturday, the remaining 4 teams will be streamed. And then Sunday will be the semifinals, so the last 4 teams as well as the finals. So Sunday is going to be a very, very long, exhausting day for the competitors, for the MCs. And that's really where we're going to probably see as well a lot of matches that are going to that 3rd round.
Yes, and of course in the finals, best out of 5, we are definitely seeing round 3, maybe even 4 or 5.
For the finals, absolutely. And another difference between the quarterfinals and semifinals relative to the finals is that within the quarterfinals and semifinals, you are allowed only 1 substitute. So for the teams that have 2 hunters or more than 4 survivors, you only have the ability to transfer 1 person out for the entire round or for the entire duration of that bracket. And so what that necessarily means is, for instance, say if you have a hunter and then you replace that hunter for round 2, that hunter must stay in for the rest of the game. However, in the finals, they do allow 2 substitutions. And that should be, reminded to the audience how that substitution system works.
And with that being said, we're going to jump into the picks and bans for the first match. XQ Army versus Potatoes. There we go. Gonna see the Seer ban on Potatoes side right there. And we are playing on the Sacred Heart Hospital.
Good choice. You know how I feel about Seers.
Same way. I feel the very same way. You can trust me on that. But
no, it's just that I have the personality where I tell my teammates I need an owl, but we don't have a Seer on the team.
But therefore we can see that the priestess is being utilized on Sacred Heart. We also have a mercenary, a mechanic, and the first officer.
Yep, and to remind everybody, some of these players have been playing for a very, very long time. All of these survivors consist of tier 5, tier 6s, and all for one, who is the hunter, playing Violinist, which is going to be awesome. All for One has been a top hunter in the NAEU. Very excited. I actually just got off a call with him, and very excited to see what he brings to the table. But remember, you cannot, under any circumstances, underestimate XQ Army. They've been around for a while, and I'm hoping that this is going to be a really good match for everybody.
I agree. Both teams are absolutely dangerous on the survivor side as well as on the hunter side. The Violinist. I'm excited to see him. We already talked about this. We are expecting to see more Violinists during this tournament. And there we go. All for One actually is one of the best Ripper and Bloody Queen players, as far as I recall. So
he's very versatile. Sorry to interrupt you, Duty. Oh, I mean Grizzly.
Excuse.
I just called you. Call me, dude.
Okay. I see how it is.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's my friend too. You know.
Yeah, that's what you're saying right there. I see.
Oh, this is confusing. I just confused names. It wasn't me.
All right, so again, we're gonna see Violinist in the first match right here. I'm extremely excited to see that because he can just be such a dangerous hunter if he hits these music notes. Oh, maybe actually changing the hunter.
You know, I'm at the point where I'm not talking about the hunters anymore until I see that check mark. Until All for One doing this on purpose.
For me, usually I take some time and I need to make the same mistake like 3 or 4 times before I finally learn out of it.
There we go. There's that Bloody Queen. That's what I expected, to be honest. He's very well known for his Ripper and Bloody Queen usage. And that's what especially on a map like Sacred Heart Hospital, which in my opinion is more survivor-sided. And what we're going to do, Grizzly, we're going to just very basic talk about the tactical format of this map and the layout that we have, and then we're going to hand it over to you and tell us what you're seeing with those awesome eyes. I had no idea what to say there. I believe this is actually a Group 1 layout. This is a Group 1 layout. You're going to see somebody in the ruins over here as well as somebody in Shack. So expect the mirror to most likely come up over here so Bloody Queen can see where they are. Nope, so he's not using that mirror. That might actually be a good thing. You don't want to waste that mirror. You waste a lot of time.
Very true, very true. Trying to find the first survivor right here, going for the Shack, not seeing anyone. Probably carrying Tinnitus to hear if there's someone nearby, going for the Priestess right there. Good job finding her, teleporting over there, not making it inside. Ooh, that is giving XQ quite some time to actually decode Cypher machines. All for one, yeah.
Well, this is one of the reasons why we saw some of the other competitors ban Priestess on this map. I actually agree with All for One to ban Seer, but it's one of those things where she's so versatile on this map, especially if she spends time setting up those portals. It can really be damaging.
Good job right there, hitting the first officer in front of the Cypher machine. Now going for the first survivor, trying to make another hit. Switching positions. Oh, behind the wall. That's gonna be dangerous.
Is he gonna be able to predict this? Yep. Is he gonna?
Oh! Dodging
So
the blink
close.
right there. Very, very
So
nice.
close.
Very nice from XQ, but still taking the hit after all. Good job from the first officer. But
Very good job
going
from the
down.
first officer, and that can be difficult too as a hunter. I mean, you gotta. If you start thinking that the survivor's gonna run straight, that's a typical strategy, is to use that blink to catch up and hit him. But honestly, against a first officer, it's a gamble, and that's why a lot of hunters end up leaving first officer if they find them first in the match. But in this case, he was able to secure that first hit, so it didn't really make too much sense. So good job from both of them.
Mercenary transitioning in, taking the hit for the first officer, rescuing the first officer. We now have Tide Turner. You can see the Mercenary is dashing away to not take the double down right here. And first officer really trying to get distance between the hunter and himself, but you can
See what
see
he's
the
gonna
doll
do,
right
sure.
there as well. Doll is down.
That's still buying their team some time though. But this mirror is going to be where it's difficult because there's no more pocket watches. Beautiful hit from All for One right there. But pretty good kite, especially from the first officer, buying some time for their team.
Exactly. Going to the chair for the second time though. And what we can see right there is Faith slowly going away from the Cypher machine. But trying to go for the rescue. Going for the rescue right here. Taking
All
the
right,
hit.
we're going to get that Tide Turner. See where he goes.
Oh, nice.
The question is well,
Concentrating
first
Go ahead.
officer may have had enough time. So if Mechanic were to get hit right there, first officer may have had enough time to get into the hospital, but it didn't happen, and that kind of forces the first officer to kind of go towards this route. And they're down to 2 ciphers, so this is really good for All for One, because they're down to 2 ciphers with somebody already eliminated. So it's gonna be, they're kind of fighting for a tie right here, especially if All for One has detention with Trump's card. Very difficult to escape with 3 people at that point.
That's true, especially against the Bloody Queen. And we can see that he already found Faith again. Faith already took a hit. That means one hit brings her down. All right, let's see. There is Blink is ready. I was thinking about the Blink coming through, but maybe All For One is actually catching up without using the Blink. Giving the hits to the mechanic, having the second survivor down in front of the the rocket chair.
Good, very good reading from All For One. Had a feeling mechanic wouldn't throw that pallet down, ran through the pallet, was able to get that swing. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, when I say that they're fighting for a tie, I don't mean All For One. I mean the survivors. This can be very difficult for them. Gets them down, prevents the rescue. That was a very big moment for All For One. Prevents the rescue. Is going to put them in a pickle.
That was a fantastic job. We have now the mercenary trying to come in for a rescue of the mercenary, the mechanic. Priestess is still down. Priestess is getting picked up. You can see the mercenaries transitioning in, waiting right there, but All For One already spotted the mercenary over there. Just guarding the mechanic right here on the chair.
But he's going to still try to go for a 4-person elimination. I mean, remember, you don't really want to give any points in this. If you can get a 4-person elimination, put a lot of pressure on Roxanne if that's going to be their first hunter. Good move from Bloody Queen. Mechanic is down.
Putting the mechanic on the chair eliminates her right away. And we can see the priestess is running over there. Mercenary is trying to decode. We still have 2 Cypher machines remaining. That's actually a really tough situation for the survivors. Again, both of them are already hit. If they are taking hits, they're going down. Mercenary taking that hit. We can see Priestess is decoding 1 Cypher machine, but again, they are still in need of another one. Oh, that one is abnormal.
Good. Uses abnormal. And that's something that we have to remember too, is that they were using mechanics. So, despite the ciphers being at 4 or 5, in the beginning they're working on multiple ciphers. That's a good adjustment from All For One to make sure that they can't pop the cipher. So switching to abnormal was the best thing for All For One, because All For One really wants to do the best that he can to secure a 4-person elimination. And Mercenary is down. So what he's going to do, Grizzly, he's going to try to find Priestess, knock Priestess down, and then either cheer him or not, but go back to the Mercenary and just probably have them try to bleed out so none of them can escape.
Yeah. What we can see as well is Priestess just trying to stay away from the Cypher machine, because when the Cypher machines are being decoded, they wiggle. So therefore, the Priestess does not want to give away her location, so she can go through the dungeon that is kinda nearby over there.
I can't remember if there's a Cypher in Shack, but Priestess has got to make sure she's touching. Yeah, okay, there is. Because she doesn't want to get those crows, so she's got to touch them once in a while. And yeah, Mercenary is bleeding out. She's leaving Mercenary down once again in order to find this Priestess, to get the Priestess down, but I can't remember if Mercenary has gotten up, so Mercenary might actually wait to self-revive himself when Priestess goes down.
I actually don't think that he got up before. I'm not completely sure about this, but I don't think that he already got up.
I can't remember. All right, so
maybe.
All right, good.
Maybe I'm wrong.
There we go. Good move from All For One, securing the 4-person elimination. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best hunters in NAEU. Great move, early game. Really was trying to rotate towards these survivors, and was able to readjust and get a nice hit on first officer.
That was true. Bringing down the first officer. Was having a little bit of a struggle early game finding the survivors, or at least going for a survivor. But, brought down, as you said, the Mercenary really good. Missed the blink right there, but recovered from that. And then just sent back the mechanic as well.
Well, that's the luxury. The All For One knew that he had time early game. He understood that, listen, they all are kiting characters other than the mechanic. And he rotated to try to find that mechanic. And All For One also understood, listen, these survivors, they're very slow decoders. First officer, Priestess, Mercenary, they're slow decoders. Now, of course, you don't want to waste too much time, because you're providing too much time for the mechanic to continue decoding without any consequence. But he also understood, I have time. And he also had the ability to not tunnel Priestess and said, okay, Priestess utilized her portal. She's in a strong area. I'm going to take off somewhere else, and was able to get that nice first hit against First Officer. It's really hard to counter that, Grizzly. That's why Bloody Queen is so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, she really is. She really is. And we just saw it. Fantastic job from All For One. But we're going to see XQ Army on the Hunter side for the next match. They need to come through with a 4 survivor elimination as well. And if someone can do that, it is XQ Army. I'm super excited to see that. Again, if we are seeing Roxanne for the first match, we might expect a Feaster. So I am looking forward to see that match. And if someone can bring down all survivors, it's the Feaster. It's the Feaster. So let's just yeah.
Feaster can be, how can I see? Roxanne gonna get mad at me. Roxanne gonna get mad at you. You gonna get mad at me. Feaster is kind of like an all or nothing sort of hunter, in my opinion. Because if you can kite a Feaster very well early game, then you have a lot of potential. Because the thing is that with Feaster, in this circumstance, okay, you have a 4-person comms, all right? You can rotate on a Feaster. Most of these survivors usually pick survivors that can kite very well. But in this circumstance, you have to get a 4-person elimination just to tie round 1. But if anyone can do it, just like you said, it would be Roxanne's Feaster. And I know for a fact he's going to go and rewind this and hear me say that. And he's going to be private messaging me. And I already know it.
I'm excited for this match. But to just recap what just happened in the first match again, we saw that XQ Army was trying to get at least one survivor through the dungeon right there, was trying to wait out for the mercenary to bleed out. But that's just such a long, it is a pretty long stretch to wait for a mercenary to bleed out, especially if he is completely at completely full health the moment he's going down. Or not health, but like, the timer is at 0. And therefore, we had All For One circling around the map, finding the Priestess, bringing down every single survivor, and getting 5 points in the first match.
Roxanne has his hands full. He's going against some of the best players. Blue Race Car needs no introduction. Mumu needs no introduction. One of the best perfumers in the entire server. John Zhao, no introduction. Awesome hunter. Well known originally for his embalmer. That's what John Zhao does. He plays any character whenever he wants and somehow finds a way to win with them. And Psyche. Psyche has been a survivor that has been playing for a very, very long time. Since the beginning of the game, relatively close to it, if not. So I'm very excited to see what can happen, but Roxanne's going to have his hands full. This should be a good match. We are talking about a hunter that was in the international tournaments that represented the Northern American European server. Now, Grizzly, remember, they came very close to being a top 4 team. They were 1 kill away from a top 4 team. Utilizing that
Roxanne.
Utilizing the Roxanne. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen, but don't be surprised by either outcome. Don't be surprised.
Exactly. You're very right. We all saw these players already competing in tournaments. As you already mentioned, Roxanne was in the Call of the Abyss 2 tournament. He was a dangerous Feaster. We saw him using the Feaster, so we know what we can expect. But as you already said, all of the players from Potatoes, they don't need an introduction. They pretty much don't need to get an introduction because they already made a name for themselves during, previous tournaments, and just their gameplay. I would not want to go against them. If I was the hunter, I would not want to go against them.
The question is what sort of team comp are they going to use, right? We know that Blue Race Car really likes to use that cowboy. Is he going to utilize it, or are they going to play a different strategy? The good thing about Blue Race Car and John Zhao is that they're competitive players, but they also like to play characters that are fun for them too. And they prioritize that in most of their matches. And as we can see, Roxanne is going to ban that Seer, and we're going to see if Gaming Grizzly's Feaster is going to be utilized in this matchup.
I really hope so. We are playing on the same map as before. Sacred Heart is the map of round number 1. And as you just said, we have the Cowboy, we have the Priestess, Mercenaries being picked, as well as the Gravekeeper. That's gonna be very interesting. And let's see if we are getting the Feaster. I would. I can't remember when I last used the Feaster. I kinda betrayed him with the Guard 26. But maybe seeing Roxanne utilizing the Feaster makes makes me want to play Feaster again.
You're just not loyal.
No, what? I mean, I'm not the one who is calling you by your wrong name.
Yeah. You're bringing that up, Boo Boo. One mistake,
I would bring
and now.
that up whenever
Alright.
I would bring that up at every
See,
moment.
this tournament's going to end our friendship. I assure you. You be talking like that. I've messed up your name one time in 2 years.
Yeah. Wait, no. I'm not. I only recall this one time. I can't remember if you already. Now that you say it like this, it feels like.
You're just mad. You're just mad that my team beat your team in that tournament.
I don't
That
have a team.
yeah. That 2 versus 8. That 2 versus 8 tournament.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My team beat your team, Boo Boo. That happened. Let's not pretend like it's not. Don't pretend like it's not. Coming at me with that attitude, all because I call you the wrong name one time.
Yeah. That's all it is.
By the way, Gravekeeper, absolutely being utilized more and more in tournament gameplay, by the way. Don't be surprised if we see him utilized a lot in the quarterfinals or even semifinals. So a character that's being utilized a lot, especially in the professional league over in China. So, and wow. It looked like Roxanne not loyal either. Roxanne's not. Look at that. You two are perfect for each other. Y'all just abandoning Feaster like that. He's like, what do I say to this? All right, real quickly, let's get back on track here. This is called the Group 3 lineup. Usually they go right towards Shack. This area is called Ruins, so expect Roxanne to go towards Shack. Somebody's going to be in Shack, and somebody rotates out of it. And let's see if he utilizes that mirror to find out if they can identify the character. And here we go.
Absolutely makes sense to me that he's using Bloody Queen, though. Perfect hit right there, using the mirror image, trying to get to Blue Rays. Are we calling them by their names, or are we calling them Boo-Tato?
Boo-Tato? No, I'm calling him Blue Race Car. That's his OG name. Or Boo Race Car, right? Boo Race Car. This is a good strategy from Roxanne, though. Finding that Cowboy first. That's how you beat Cowboy-oriented teams. Find them first, and really this is going to put a lot of pressure on the Potatoes, because really, remember, they need to ask themselves, is it really worth going in for an early rescue, or do we just decode? They only need one person to escape.
That was a really good move from Roxanne. Again, I want to talk about the Bloody Queen pick. We have to expect a ban for Bloody Queen in the second round anyway. So utilizing Bloody Queen as long as he gets the chance to makes a lot of sense to me. Now you can see Mercenary is coming through, baiting the hit, taking the hit as well, and Roxanne just concentrating on the Cowboy, just trying to secure the first survivor out of there.
Beautiful lasso from Blue Race Car. There we go. Good hit from Roxanne. That hitbox, man.
Yeah, that hitbox, you're right.
That hitbox should belong to Joseph, to be honest.
There we go. Cowboy is on the chair for the second time right here, and we can see that we have the Gravekeeper trying to get away, trying to buy some more time for the team, while trying to rescue as well. I'm sorry,
So Gravekeeper's trying to buy some time. He doesn't need to go in for a rescue right away. They need to continue decoding, and this is hold on. More important things are happening. Hold up. Beautiful move. And really, it is very difficult to use a Cowboy against a Bloody Queen. You know, it is. You know, it's very, very difficult to utilize him. and they're doing a good job, doing the best that they can. Blue race car, known for his sense of humor.
Good job from Roxen, really concentrating on the Cowboy early game, bringing down the first survivor. There are still 3 Cypher machines up and running. You can see the Mercenary in the bottom left was almost bringing down that Cypher machine right there, but needs to transition away from it because we can see Roxen is coming through. But not concentrating on the Mercenary, trying to get to the Gravekeeper right now.
Yeah, this is a difficult situation for Roxen because you remember, in a normal match, he could probably secure a 3-person elimination depending on how it goes, but to get a 4-person elimination is just a whole different strategy here. And remember, the Potatoes know what they're doing, so they really need to just get 1 person out, and that may happen.
That's true, that's true. As you just said, Roxen needs to get 4 survivors out of the game. And Priest is in a really strong kiting area right here. That might buy the team a lot of time. Oh, going upstairs.
Well, what he's going to do is if he can capture the Priestess right here, Mercenary, it forces Mercenary to beautiful portal right there. Forces the Mercenary to either go in for a rescue or get healed, and Gravekeeper can still do his thing because he hasn't gotten hit yet. But you go after Priestess, the other ones are slow decoders. Beautiful Terror Shock against Mumu. Excellent Terror Shock. Not much you can do right there as the Priestess, and you know, if you don't have the portals. She doesn't have any of the portals left. She did a great job utilizing them in Hospital, but that was an excellent read from Roxen. Mumu did the best she could in that circumstance.
You can see Gravekeeper utilizing his skill for the 2nd time. That Cypher machine was about 70% done. Now going in for the rescue. They still need 2 Cypher machines, but they are actually in a pretty good spot. They have 2 Cypher machines at around 70%. They are trying to rescue. As you already said, they only need 1 survivor out of there, taking the hit. Good rescue.
And he needs to really secure one of these kills pretty soon. He cannot afford to let them to. Beautiful read from Roxen. Wow, beautiful read. You gotta understand, if he were to swing just a second earlier, he predicted that portal, didn't swing, and was able to just understand that if he swung and took that portal down and she hopped that pallet, could have bought a little bit more time.
There
Gets
goes
the second hit.
Gravekeeper, good shot. Mercenary is coming through. Again, this Cypher machine in the check is almost done. It is at around 70% as far as I recall. And I think Mercenary is actually coming in.
That was an excellent move from John Zhao, because he read that situation. If John Zhao did not transition, they would be in a really bad position. That Mercenary transition, predicting it, and being able to get the rescue saved them that match for sure.
Oh, good rescue, good rescue. If that would have been a hit, that would have been a complete different story right here. But we have the rescue from the Mercenary. It goes down, we have the Gravekeeper right there.
He needs to pick one of them up because he's afraid that they're going to pop the Cypher. So he needs to make a decision though. He's got to get this.
He knows that 1 survivor needs to decode. At this point, 1 survivor needs to decode. Bring down the Gravekeeper. Good job. Good job. But he also knows that he needs to get the Priestess.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Cypher so I don't miss the pop.
I mean,
and he knows he knows.
Oh.
Here's a teleport. He could. Is he gonna secure the 4-person? Is he gonna secure it?
That looks good for Roxen. Fantastic job right there.
Beautiful match. We are gonna go to a round 3, Grizzly.
Oh yes, finally we're gonna see it, and I think I might even be able to see my Feaster in the later rounds. Fantastic job from Roxen, countering the first 5 survivor elimination from Potatoes with another 5 survivor elimination. No, not 5 survivor, but 5-point game for XQ Army. What a game!
Definitely, and just like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the top hunters who went on an international stage and was very close to making NAEU a top 4 team in COA 2. Very close to it. But Potatoes, what's very, very good about their gameplay is that they're all very experienced, very good players. I've played with them. I've played against them. They're very, very scary. And, that's very difficult to four-man a team like Potatoes. So excellent job from the competitors. And, really Mercenary did a very good job transitioning for that rescue, for that, Priestess at the time. That was a very, very good match. You just saw some high caliber gameplay.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful from both sides right here. Gotta give it to Roxanne. Roxanne was doing a fantastic job just putting pressure on the Cypher machines, putting pressure on all the survivors, not sitting in front of the rocket chairs because, he knew that he needed to put some pressure on other survivors as well. And we saw that the Cypher machine in the shack was almost decoded. We had, I think, 70%. I said it before. Fantastic job putting the survivors on the rocket chairs right in front of it so you could protect that Cypher machine as well.
Right. And again, that Mercenary transition really put them back into the match right there. Because if he didn't transition, two people are on the rocket chair. And so he did a good job at being able to read what Roxanne was going to do. And remember, this is why Blood Queen is banned a lot. And it's difficult to go against the Blood Queen. I mean, it's just the reality of it. And this is where the specialty hunters kind of come out. And the question is, are you a Dream Witch player or are you a really good A-tier hunter that specializes in it after that Blood Queen initial ban? And we're going to probably see that coming up in round 2. And just like you said, Grizzly, I was just super excited to a degree. I was hoping that Roxanne would secure it because I want them to go to round 3. I want these good teams to go against each other in round 3, and we're going to see that. But first, round 2.
Exactly, round 2. And what we can expect in round 2 is after these two phenomenal Bloody Queen matches from both teams, from both sides, I think we can see the Bloody Queen ban. Now the question is, are we going to see All For One's Ripper? He is really well known for his powerful Ripper. And are we going to see Roxanne's Feaster? Or are they surprising us with other hunters? I mean, if it comes to round 3, which will definitely be the case, we can expect to see more bans and more different hunters.
You did good. You did good.
I did okay.
I like how you looked at your camera help. You did a great job at explaining that, though. You really did. You did a great, phenomenal job explaining that. And again, ladies and gentlemen, remember, these are some top players in the game. And those are some very, very good survivors. Roxanne's a great hunter, and hats off that I'm not currently wearing one, but if I was, I would. Yeah, here we go. Headset off for both of the competitors, and we are about to go to a break.
Welcome back to day 3 of the North American European Summer Tournament. We just saw XQ Army going against Potatoes. Both of the Hunters were able to eliminate 4 survivors, making this a 5-point game on both sides, a tie for the first round. We saw Roxen as well as All For One utilizing the Bloody Queen. So, you know, for the next round, I am highly expecting to see a Bloody Queen ban. I am excited to see what is happening. I want to see Roxen's Feaster. I also want to see All For One's Ripper. What do you expect from the next matches?
What's up, everybody? It's Cats 007 here. And, you know, it's going to be a really good match.
I just want to say I have nothing to do with that. Nothing.
I have no idea what to expect. I'm not going to lie because I wasn't expecting the Bloody Queen from Roxen. So at this point, I'm not going to make any predictions from these teams. But what I have to say is this, Grizzly, okay? You know, the Potatoes, you know, Mumu with the Priestess and Blue Race Car with the Cowboy. It did an excellent job. Bloody Queen's a pain in the butt. Let's just be real and expect Bloody Queen to be banned, and let's see how these survivors are going to do without worrying about her. What are your eyes telling you, Grizzly?
My eyes are telling me that we have the Bloody Queen ban. Again, that was pretty predictable after these 2 absolutely destroying Bloody Queen matches. Now we have 2 survivor bans. What we can see is that we are playing on the red church map. So I don't want to make predictions. Seer is being banned. And second one is the Mercenary. Let's jump to the survivor picks and hunter picks.
And remember too that just for everyone to be reminded, XQ, all tier 5, 6 survivors, and All For One of the best NAEU hunters, hands down, tier 6. And so expect a lot of good kite and slow decoding characters. That is typically the meta for tournament gameplay, and that's why you're seeing these characters selected.
Ooh, Enchantress. I like to see that.
Don't talk about violinist. Let's wait for him to make that selection.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, you know,
I shouldn't even get excited for the Enchantress since... Oh, no, there's the check mark. I want to say that I'm super excited for the Enchantress. Everyone needs to protect the Enchantress. She's a girl that needs to be protected. That's what I have to say. Oh, come on, don't do this.
No, don't. I'm gonna laugh.
Don't play with my feelings like that.
I think he's playing with your feelings. I think All For One playing with your feelings. I don't think he's gonna pick
Don't do me like that. Oh,
on red shirt. He's pretty good at everything.
Yeah, he is pretty good at everything. Just pick the Feaster, I beg you.
No, I hope he's playing with your feelings. I will get him I will buy him a skin if he's playing with your feelings.
Just like you do when you call me by my wrong name.
Hey, we're gonna bring that up? We're gonna bring that up again.
Yes, every single time. Yes.
Every time. He's playing with your feelings. I'm enjoying this.
Quite some time. He is playing with my feelings for quite some time now. I'm honestly getting my hopes up right here to see the Feaster from All For One.
Well, Red Church can really sometimes be very difficult for a Ripper user, especially in that graveyard area. It can be very difficult. So we're gonna have to see who he's going to choose. But really, I'm just so excited that this is going to round 3. That's what I'm really excited about. But before we get to that, again, round 2, we got to see what these players are going to bring to the table. And I mean, these hunters are just doing a phenomenal job. They're doing a very, very phenomenal job for round 1. I'm so impressed with both of them.
I'm just looking at this Feaster icon. I'm not taking my eyes off that Feaster right there.
Are you mesmerized?
Dude, I look at these 3 dots. Do you see these 3? Oh, yes.
Oh no! Hey, I ain't get him no skin.
No. That was he was being way too long on the Feaster right there. He could not switch, dude. No. All right, Feaster match. I'm excited. I'm ready for this.
All right, let's talk about a little bit of the tactical analysis, and we'll continue from there. So this is going to be a position number 5, and this is what we call the graveyard spawn. There's going to be 2 people in front of him, and we call this broken side. So usually that you see Faith is going to rotate most likely inside the church, and you can see that the other survivor is rotating away. So these survivors are actually rotating very well, avoiding each other, and that's a really good rotation from them. And we're gonna see if Can't Kite can kite. I think he can. Let's see what's gonna happen. What are you thinking?
All for One doing a fantastic job. Finding the Enchantress early game is extremely good because Enchantress has no stuns ready early game, giving the first hit to Can't Kite. Good job from All for One. And what you can also see is that he's going into the church right now, pretty much, you know, disturbing the barmaid from decoding as well as hunting down the Enchantress. Look at this. Look at that. The tentacles just blocking off the way to go back. Fantastic job. Oh, that might be a tough situation, but we know Enchantress has the stuns ready. Ooh, long hit range. We all know that beautiful long hit range of the Feaster, but this time there was no hit happening. Oh, nice stun. Ooh, nice stun again. Ooh. That's some good kite from Can't Kite. I mean, he has it in his name. There comes the tentacle, trying to rotate around it, trying to avoid the tentacle, but there goes the Enchantress. First survivor is down. What we can see in the bottom left corner is that the Gravekeeper almost brought down the Cypher Machine right there, but is now preparing, I think, for a rescue as far as I can tell. Yeah, is coming through. He's waiting until the Enchantress is almost halfway through, giving the team a little bit more time to decode Cypher Machines. Feaster's bringing the tentacle. Oh, nice rescue, good rescue, but still, All for One was really patient, just, you know, concentrating on the Enchantress, trying to make another hit happening on the Gravekeeper. Did not work with the tentacle, going for the Enchantress. But we have to say, Cypher Machines are being decoded. 4 Cypher Machines are remaining. Enchantress is going down right here. We know that the Gravekeeper is about to pop a Cypher Machine as well. There we go. You can see Gravekeeper 90%. Enchantress on the rocket chair. We can see Excalibur is coming in for the rescue. Good job from All for One, just getting inside of the church, trying to cancel the decoding progress, or to slow down the decoding progress. But Barmaid, Faith, just pulling through, decoding the Cypher Machine, taking it. We now have the first officer. Ooh, that can be dangerous. That can be extremely dangerous. Taking the terror
shot!
Ooh, right before the chair went off. That was a good hit. That was a really crucial tentacle hit right there. And we can see that the first officers on the chair, 2 Cypher Machines are remaining. We good. The Gravekeeper is moving in for the rescue yet again. That is beautiful, a great gameplay from beautiful rescue indeed. Great
beautiful
gameplay,
anti-rescue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what exactly.
Yeah, no, I had to correct myself there.
Dude, these tentacles just bring the Gravekeeper up. Fantastic job. But that might be a rescue for the Gravekeeper. Tentacles coming through. First officer down again. Gravekeeper down again. Fantastic job from All for One. Just utilizing the Feaster skill to give damage to all the survivors that are right here. We have Faith still decoding at Wedding. You call it Wedding, right?
Yep, so that is called Wedding, and All for One is doing an amazing job and really showing the versatility that he has with all of these hunters, and he's just got so many tools in his toolbox, and is really showing you how dangerous Feaster can be. And what he's doing is he's using these tentacles to see which direction the survivor is going towards, and again, they go in for that rescue, all right? They have to really prioritize trying to get at least 1 person out. That's very important. You don't want to have a 4-person elimination in round 2.
Also, fantastic job from Faith, the barmaid, circling around, not getting the attention of All for One at all. and being able to rescue the first officer off the chair right there. Was denied. The rescue of the Gravekeeper was denied though right here. We still have 2 Cypher machines remaining. What they are most likely doing right now is they're concentrating on the Cypher machines. You can see Barmaid and... Oh no, first officer could take it, but they are prioritizing decoding right now.
I think that's the smart thing to do at this point. Try to get these ciphers down so you can try to get at least one person out. That's the right move to make. The question is there going to be enough time? Because right now they have to try to secure a decent kite here to buy enough time for both to get out. Trying to escape at the dungeon at this point can be very difficult. The hunter will just let you kind of bleed out and go back and forth until none of you can get up.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the previous match.
Right.
Alright, going for Faith right here. Oh! Was able to get away from the tentacle, but then took the hit from All for One. And
that's what we're going to see right now. Yeah, the bleed out.
Barmaid probably can get up again though, if the first officer can kite around for long enough.
Feaster's not worried about that. He wants her to get up. Well, he doesn't, but if she gets up, he knows that he can just go back and try to secure that kill. But question is if she's going to have another healing potion. He's going to have to hit her twice. So, again, this is just part of the strategy.
Ooh,
let her
what
get
a
up.
call! Fantastic
Yeah, that was
job.
really, really good.
First officer faking toward the pallet, but All for One just not going for it. Really, really landing that hit. That was extremely good. Barmaid got up, as we just said.
Beautiful prediction. That was such a beautiful prediction from All for One.
Ooh, tentacle was... You tried to trigger the tentacle, but it was a little bit complicated, apparently. And there we go. First officer is down. Teleporting over there. Again, we see the very same. First officer might be able to... Oh, nice stun, though. Nice stun. First officer might be able to get up, but after he brought down the Barmaid, he can just go back to the first officer doing the same thing, going back and forth until they can't get up, until they don't have a chance to get out of here. And that's
They're putting in a lot of
exactly
effort to kite.
Yeah, that's true. And that's exactly what they want to do on the hunter side right here. Just bring down all survivors, getting the 4 survivor elimination, because again, this will give them 5 points, and that is why they don't want to go for victory only. They want to go for a 4 survivor elimination victory.
All of this is part of the plan. All of this kiting is just really playing into All for One's plan. He knows that Barmaid can't get back up, and so once he yep, there we go. Let's see what he's going to do here.
Dude!
Oh, nice move.
Really, really nice. Putting down that doll in advance, taking the hit, or the doll is taking the hit. That was a good job, but again, Feaster is fully fed, he has the curse ready, and there's not much to do for the first officer. And this pretty much means that they have the 4 survivor elimination right here. Dungeon was way too far away from everyone. Good job! I enjoyed that Feaster gameplay from All for One. Wow! Was not expecting him to use the Feaster, but was expecting to see a fantastic gameplay right here.
All right, back-to-back 4-man eliminations for All for One, showing how versatile All for One can be with all of the hunters. Again, in that, what I call his toolbox. You see 16 strikes there. They had a pretty decent early game, had a decent rotation in the early game, but again, All for One was able to catch that Enchantress a little off guard. And Enchantress did a good job at trying to recover from that, but All for One is just an amazing hunter. He was able to secure that 4-person elimination with that Terror Shock off the first rescue or second rescue. And just, again, this shows you why he's dangerous. But I got a question for you, Grizzly.
Yes, go ahead.
So, is Roxanne intimidated? He sees All for One using Feaster. Does Roxanne now say, okay, All for One, I know you playing that Feaster. Am I going to play a Feaster too? What do you think?
I think he is ready to show that he can counter that Feaster play. He was doing the very same when it came to round number 1. We saw Bloody Queen being utilized. Roxanne was coming through with the Bloody Queen for survivor elimination as well. And I hope to see another Feaster gameplay. Of course, I do hope for that. And if it comes to that, I think Roxanne will put his entire heart into this and make this as well of for survival elimination. At least that's what he what he wants to go for, to actually tie round number 2. What, dude, okay, I want to start this off with my favorite moment when the Feaster was denying the Gravekeeper's rescue. Was it no, not the Gravekeeper, when he was denying the first officer's rescue. Exactly. When he was using his pocket watch, he was still taking the hit with the tentacle, taking the terror shock. Survivor went out of the game. That was probably my favorite moment of the game. What was yours?
My favorite moment was the ability to anticipate the Enchantress movements early game. They were rotating. You got to remember that when you start in that spawn point, okay, when you start in group 5, a lot of the survivors, when your group 5 is a hunter, so where you spawn in Wedden, when you go towards broken windows, it's not atypical for 2 of those survivors who are next to each other to rotate on the other side of the map, and then Graveyard, etc., to rotate exactly where the hunter spawned. It's literally called a clockwise rotation, and when it's executed correctly, you're just buying time to hit that accelerated decoding. And he really tried to prevent that, and he was able to catch that Enchantress off guard a little bit. But Enchantress was going the right, had the right direction. So that kind of changes the game a little bit, because now you can get on top of somebody right away, and that was a good moment. And of course, the prediction of the first officer's pocket watch. So,
yeah, all in all, there were a lot of good gameplay moves from both sides. Of course, from both sides, as you already mentioned. Enchantress was actually doing a fantastic job, and all these stunts. We saw the Feaster taking, I think, 2 pellets to the face, as far as I can recall. Great job. Still, we have to give it to All For One. He was just absolutely killing it with the Feaster right there. Exactly.
Literally.
Killing it with the Feaster
literally
right there.
times 4. That was good.
Literally times 4.
But like the thing is that I know Roxanne's personality. You know what I mean? Like, I know Roxanne way too well. I mean, we're good friends. We play all the time. He's on my YouTube. And I know that when All For One chose that Feaster, I know Roxanne, he's probably saying things like, oh yeah, but I wonder if Roxanne thinks that they're trying to get in his head. So we'll see which hunter he's going to choose. And of course, that Bloody Queen ban, and we see a Cowboy and a Mercenary ban, because he doesn't feel like going against Blue Race Car's Cowboy. And we got to ask ourselves, is that going to be detrimental? Because now you got to ask yourselves, I keep saying that way too much, is Potato going to use Seer? And we'll see which hunter Roxanne uses.
Yeah, I'm asking myself that right now. Is Roxanne going to utilize the Feaster? Dude,
might be playing with you.
No, he's not. No, he's not. I don't think he is.
Oh.
I wasn't sure about All For One, but I'm pretty confident that we're gonna see Roxanne utilizing the Feaster as well. I think that's very interesting. Just having Potatoes coming in with the Bloody Queen. Roxanne is showing them that he can do the very same, getting the 4 survivors out of there, and he wants to prove himself yet again. He wants to get 4 survivors out of there. I'm excited for this. So this also means that we might see a Bloody Queen and Feaster ban for round number 3. We have to wait for round number 3, but it makes it extremely exciting for me to see what is going to happen in round 3 for both teams.
Just waiting for the character selection.
Yeah,
I don't know what
I was just looking at
they're
that. They're
messing with us.
Oh,
No,
right.
you know what they're doing? I really think that they're messing with us. I'm going to ask them after the tournament. I'm going to be like, yo, y'all doing that character selection thing and messing with us. But they might not be. You never know. Blue Race Car going for that Mind's Eye. And remember, they just need 1 survivor to get out this time. And you know what? I'm not saying any more character names. I'm telling you, I have a feeling that they're trolling us, and I love it. This is why I love their personalities. I love Potato's personalities. They're probably not even doing it because of us, but whatever. I still find it hysterical.
And as you already said, they only need 1 survivors out, but that was the same case in round number 1. They only needed 1 survivor out, and Roxanne was denying exactly that. All right, we can see. Yeah, survivor side readied up. We can now talk about the survivors. It is the Seer that was not banned. We have the mechanic for the decoding character in this team, because as we can see, we have not a lot of decoders right there. Forward and Gravekeeper, and Feaster was the hunter pick.
Oh, here we go. Let's talk about a little bit of the tactical stuff. So this is obviously called Big Church in here. This is Group 7. And so somebody's going to be at Little Church, and then there's 2 people to the right. But sometimes they go towards where he's going right now, called this is called Wed and Broken. And it's a little bit of a gamble going here, because if it's like a mercenary, which he banned, then you waste your time. So he's really hoping that this is a character that's not going to be able to kite him for too long. And it paid off for him. Remember, if you go to like a forward over here, you now have to travel all the way to the other side of the map. So this gamble paid off for Roxanne.
Yeah, and good job taking hitting the seer so early in the game. Ooh, the tentacles are coming. I am scared of his tentacles. Oh, nice, good call throwing down the pellet early, because that hit range of the Feaster, especially of a long charge attack from the Feaster, that can be destroying. There comes
beautiful tentacle move.
Fantastic call. Just, you know, making it unable for Guraiska to actually get out of there. There was a tentacle on one side, there was a hunter on the other side, and Roxanne just bringing down the seer quite early in the game. I'm not sure how far the Cypher progress has been. We can also see Gravekeeper coming in for the rescue.
We'll see that sort of strategy with that Gravekeeper rescue. The question is do you just go in for a, one rescue and all 3 focus on the decoding? Because really, you just need 1 survivor to be, removed. Excellent rescue from the Gravekeeper.
True, really nice, taking a hit. And the owl was being used just to not go down again right away, but Feaster was not hitting the seer anyway, so that might... Oh, there goes the owl. Good job.
Honestly, it may have benefited him that tentacle didn't hit.
Ooh, he's trying to make these tentacles. We saw the mechanic stall was inside of the church. He is really concentrating on the seer, which I think is the right call, bringing down the seer. But that also means that the decoding progress is going pretty well. We already see 3 Cypher machines remaining. Great job from the survivors. Good call, bringing down the seer yet again.
The question is are they going to be able to harass? And that's what they're trying to line up for now with John. So, he's going to use Patroller. Makes him run away. There we
Good
go.
job.
And remember, they only need one person to escape, so...
That gives Roxanne the chance to actually bring Guraiska to the rocket chair right here. We still have the forward right there, trying to get the attention of the hunter.
I can't see behind Roxanne, but the question is do you even go in technically? Yeah, let's see. Yep, he is. Okay. Ooh, stops it. Oh, he doesn't want to get stuffed here. This is going to be difficult if he gets stuffed. This is a very important moment of this match.
Ooh.
Oh, gets the rescue in time.
But look at that, only 1 Cypher machine is remaining. All was trying to hit the forward yet again with a tentacle, not being able to do so. Oh, was able to do so right now. Look at that. Again, only 1 Cypher machine remaining. We have Mechanic Stall, and the Gravekeeper decoding right now.
So what they're trying to do is hoping that he picks up the wrong person. And he did. Yep, he picked up the wrong person.
Yeah, I was confused too.
So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be on top of each other and hope that the hunter picks up the wrong survivor. And it worked out in their favor right there. Buys a little bit of time.
You can see the Gravekeeper has the Cypher machine halfway done. Not enough time to bring up the forward right here. Forward would most likely sit on the rocket chair as well. We can see Mumu already preparing herself to go in for a rescue while the Gravekeeper is on the other side of the map decoding. As you already said, you have to keep in mind only 1 survivor needs to get out of this match.
That puts a lot of power in what the survivors can do as well. That can be difficult.
That's true. What do you think will be the next move right here?
I don't know.
Okay, alright.
They could try to attempt to go in for a rescue even if she gets stuffed. You can still pop the Cypher machine.
Great
There you go.
rescue. Oh, that's dangerous.
Beautiful
That's
rescue.
dangerous for Roxon right here. That's
Yep.
really dangerous. Cypher Pop
Good
was
move.
happening. All survivors are up and running. You can see that the fort is the target. But again, only one survivor needs to get out of there, and John knows that. John is trying to get away from the exit gates just to give the rest of the team enough time to open them up. But Roxon does not want this to happen.
I mean, remember he can secure a tie here, but when you have to try to get a 4-person elimination, that's very difficult. I mean, again, for any hunter, other than there's a few hunters that can prevent that. Blood Queen, Dream Witch, etc. Any hunter virtually, but it's a little bit easier with those two. But it's a really hard thing to do. That is not
And if you
easy to
look-
put that pressure on your hunter.
If you look at the bottom left, you can see Ford is opening the gate with the mechanic on the other side of the map. And there's no way for the Feaster to travel that distance, that far. And we have 2 survivors out of there. Psyche is trying to get out of there too, is trying to make his way to the exit gate. But ultimately, that is giving Potatoes the victory for round number 2.
And they did a good job. Let's see what Psyche can do. Psyche doesn't want to give up here. Question is can Psyche get out? And they did a good job. You know, Potatoes, they're really good, really good survivors, showing their communication skills, showing a beautiful rescue from the Gravekeeper earlier in the game, as well as the rescue from the forward. That was such an important rescue because the Tide Turner gave them another 20 seconds of just kind of chilling. So that was a very important moment. Very good job from Potatoes there. Good job, Roxon. Nice try, bud. It's difficult to go against such great survivors all the time. Excellent job from all of the competitors that round.
Excellent indeed. It was just a really tough match for Roxon right there, especially since the survivors were so coordinated. They were bringing down Cypher machines fast with the mechanic right there. You can see mechanic was doing 200% of decoding. And yeah, all in all, fantastic match, but this tie goes into favor of Potatoes because they already won the first match in this round, which means they have 1 point for round number 2, and XQ Army needs to secure the point in round number 3 to make this a tie. That's gonna be interesting. I'm really looking forward to see what the picks for survivors as well as for hunters will be in round 3.
It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to use. And again, excellent job from Potatoes. Did a very good job at their communication. Great job from the Gravekeeper. Beautiful job from the forward. And really, all for one, showing everybody, hey, don't underestimate my Feaster. I can play Feaster just as well as anybody else. Excellent job.
That's very true.
Grizzly, I got a question for you. Is this
All right.
motivating you to return to Feaster?
Dude, seeing Feaster is just it's beautiful. But on the other side, you have to think about it. Feaster is a slow character. He's a slow character, and that is one of the main reasons why I was actually, trying to use other characters, trying to use other hunters. He still is not really much change. He's still super slow, kind of. But, dude, I will always love my Feaster. I will definitely come back to my Feaster. There's no way that I would, ditch my Feaster. No. I will definitely play Feaster again. But for now, we saw 2 absolutely phenomenal teams going against each other. Round number 1, we saw Bloody Queen. Round number 2, we saw Feaster and Feaster. We have 1 point for Potatoes, 0 points for XQ Army, and I'm super excited to see round 3. But for now, we are just going to jump into a short 5-minute break, and we will see you guys after that. Are they just turning the music louder?
No, we're on.
Oh yeah, but the music was getting louder, right? Because like no one was talking. Okay, you know what? Let's.
Well,
bring up
I
the
figured
music.
I would out awkward you though. That's why. Like I knew what you were doing. I was like, this ain't gonna affect me. This is not an effective strike against this Pokemon.
But it was a strike. Maybe not effective, but it was.
Yeah, it was like a tail whip. You play Pokemon? That's different. Whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway, so just so everybody knows, within this round, if they do tie it up, it does extend to a round number 4. So
And
as
by
of now,
tying it up, you mean?
if they tie together, then it goes to round 4.
Yeah, if XQ Army is winning this round and tying the entire 3 rounds, I just want. Never mind.
No, because so yeah, I'm done.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Now,
The thing was,
now I'm questioning
I was,
everything I think I know.
I was just interrupting you because you said if they are tying it up, and by that you don't mean round number 3, but you mean the entire 3 rounds if they're tying. I'm sorry. That goes
Grizzly,
great.
I'm so happy that I get to MC with you. I am so incredibly happy that after such a long time, we are both sharing the platform together. Reminds me of Koa 2 days.
Same. I missed you. All right, we are jumping into the picks and bans, and
Grizzly,
yeah,
you remember that match? We got some time to talk about this. In Koa 2, Grizzly he didn't talk a lot because he was scared to. And then one match, I literally just shut my mic off and I go, "Good luck," and I made him MC the whole match.
and I was like,
yeah.
Internally, I was screaming for help, but it worked. It helped. It helped
It
me a
was.
lot. And there we go.
You've done a great job ever since. Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I want to thank you for that, by the way. And we're gonna see the bans right here. We saw Bloody Queen in the first match, the Feaster in the second match of All for One, and that was just destroying. Therefore, we were expecting to see these bans, and it's exactly that what is going to happen. Bloody Queen and Feaster are banned. On the Survivor side, we can see a really meta ban. We can see the Seer, the Mercenary, and the Mechanic being banned, and we are playing on the Lakeside Village. And what Persuader wanted to say is, if XQ Army is able to actually win round number 3 that we are seeing right now, this would ultimately tie the both teams, and we would go into a round 4. Right? That was what you wanted to say, right?
I don't want to talk about the car. Okay, I see the check marks, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that hunter until I see that check mark.
Don't risk it. Don't risk it.
At this point, right? Lakeside, though, interesting map. Make it a very big map. I'm sure there's a tactical reason for doing so from one of the competitor teams. And just as a reminder to everybody, XQ. They are tier 5 and 6 survivors, hunters. I know what All for One's doing. I'm not, I know. This confirms it. Potatoes are trolling the MCs. That is what's happening. And I'm going to talk to All for One after this series.
And after you talk to them, they are going to troll us even more. Promise.
Oh, they will be, that's what makes Potatoes stand out. They're a competitive team. They're some of the best players in this server, and they still do this little subliminal sort of subtle stuff that if you're not paying close attention to, they're probably doing something where they're laughing about it. And I mean that in a good way. They have such a great sense of humor. And of course, there's the Ripper, and that's what I thought was going to happen, but I didn't want to talk about none of the other characters that he's over there cycling through.
Alright, I am excited for that Ripper. We all know he's one of the best Ripper players on our server, but let's talk about the group layout. I will give it to you because you are the man for that.
You don't want to talk about the group layout?
Dude, I'm honest. Whenever you talk about that stuff, I have no idea what is going on.
No, it's totally okay. So this is group layout 2. This is actually very beneficial for the hunter because two people spawn relatively on this side of the map. What I'm talking about is beach and what we refer to as crab shack. See where Can't Kite is going, or Can Kite? He's transitioning over towards that crab shack area, and Ripper knows that. So there's two people who spawn over here. This is usually considered a relatively favorable spawn, but as you can see, they're rotating out very well. And you're going to see one of them sort of hook to the right and one of them go all the way in the back. And so they're rotating very well. This is what they're doing. That's called that transitional kiting and that rotating. But three of them are kind of really close to each other. So this is going to be an interesting strategy because of that decoding.
Exactly. When they are on the same spot, there's almost no survivor decoding. As you already mentioned, 3 survivors in the same spot. They were transitioning out really, really well, giving All For One a really tough time to actually find the survivor. But after he finally found one, he found 3. Now we can see he's going for the priestess. That's going to be very close. There comes the priestess. Priestess is down pretty early in the game. Really good for All For One. You can also see the survivors are focused on decoding right here. Oh, yeah. Good job. Good job from All For One.
That early game rotation, you know, the 2 survivors who spawned over there did the right thing. Something happened where a third survivor rotated into their rotation. So I just wanted to clarify because I was talking about how it was a very good rotation. It looks like there was somehow somebody rotated into somebody. And listen, against somebody like All For One, a little tiny subtle difference with that sort of movement, he's going to capitalize on. That's what makes the difference between a good hunter versus an exceptional hunter. A good hunter can do what they need to in order to secure the win, but a great hunter, one tiny mistake, the match is over.
Great job from the first officer.
Keep going.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay, alright. Great job from the first officer utilizing his pocket watch, dodging the hit right there. We can see Priestess got rescued by the Grave Keeper over there, using her portal to travel a long distance really quick. Good job, really getting away from there. And what we can see All For One doing right here, he wants to get that priestess. He got that priestess down so early in the game that everyone was focusing on decoding, at least for the first few moments. Very good teleportation, very good call. Everyone was focusing on decoding, and priestess is pretty much dead on chair by now. If she's going down, that would mean that the first survivor is out of the game, putting the survivor side under a lot of pressure since they are still at 5 Cypher machines. Nice dodge, really good dodge right there, but then comes... Dude, the speed of the Ripper right here. Oh!
That's gonna happen. Right there. That's gonna happen sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
And Priestess did a very good job at trying to adapt to that situation, but Ripper... This is showing All For One strategy on this map, really using that teleport in the beginning to make sure that, you know, Priestess pulled off that move. Priestess pulled off a good move. She ended up using the global portal, but, you know, that's why Ripper entered this match with that ability, and that's what really allowed him the ability to move forward. And really, they're at 3 ciphers now. And something I want to talk about, Grizzly, what I said earlier about how, you know, one wrong move can end the match. That's usually in legendary rank mode. You know, that's not always going to be the way that it ends up in tournament gameplay, because again, you can't underestimate XQ. They have some really great survivors, and we're going to see exactly what they're able to pull off with the cards that have been dealt.
I can only agree on that, and as we can see right there, 2 Cypher machines are remaining. Prisoner is taking the hit right here, taking the terror shock. Going to be the survivor who gets on the rocket chair next. We can see that the first officer was transitioning in for the rescue. Still have... Oh, good call from All For One. Just bring the survivor to this rocket chair so he can protect the Cypher machine that is right next to it. Forcing Faith to actually transition over to the Cypher machine across the entire map.
They have to choose their strategy. I know some people are probably asking why I think they saved after half, and sometimes that is a strategy where if a player goes down, what you do is everyone decodes to get those ciphers down, and then you go in for one rescue. And at that point, as a team, you're fighting to try to secure some points, and it's a popular strategy. So I don't know if it was purposely done, but it is a strategy to sometimes not rescue until second half to get those ciphers down so you're back in the game.
It looked pretty much as it was on purpose. They rescued like extremely late to get as much decoding done as possible. We can see that the cipher machine is ready. The cipher machine is ready to be... Oh, that's gonna be intense. Nice dodge, taking the hit right there, making the rescue happen again. Cipher machine is primed. There will be a pop after a hit. Oh, nice, getting through the window as well, giving it a little bit more distance. Ah, great job from the Survivor, great job.
That was a good move from XQ.
You can see Faith is already opening up the Exegator across the entire map. We see WeGood trying to transition either to the gate or to the dungeon, and Excalibur on the other side just opening up. Oh, beautiful, what a dodge!
Oh,
still going
that
down.
worked. Yeah, that hit him.
Yeah, that hit him, but the dodge was phenomenal. If that could have been a really, really good move from, or it was a really good move from WeGood, because both exit gates are open. He would have been able to probably go to the dungeon, but All for One denying that 3 Survivor escape, making this match, this first match of round number 3, a tie. Gotta give it to XQ Army. They are coming back. They are making a fantastic first match in this round 3, getting the tie, almost getting the victory. Man, that was close. That was a close hit from the Ripper.
I think really what this shows is XQ's Army, they did a really good job at adapting their strategy. That early game rotation was going good at first, and unfortunately I think somebody may have rotated in, because usually there shouldn't be 3 people in that little corner there. But that's not really the focus of what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that a mistake happened, right? All for One was able to capitalize on that, okay? And then after he capitalized on it, they were able to change up their strategy, and they understood, okay, listen, we need to fight for a tie here. And I said that during the match, and that's exactly what they did. They went in for a 1 rescue after half, which allowed them to focus on the 3 ciphers, to allow them to catch up with that cipher progress. And if they didn't do that, I don't think they would have received a tie for that match. I think that ability to adapt their strategy based on what happened early game is literally the defining factor, and for the reason they are receiving 2 points instead of none. So good job, XQ.
I can only agree. Fantastic teamwork. I think there was a lot of coordination going on. As you already said, letting the first Survivor that was on the rocket chair early game, the Priestess, just sitting there almost until she went out of the game, just to get more decoding done. And that was a good strategy. And again, it was really close. It was really close. That dodge at the very end from the prisoners, from the Foggy Blade of the Ripper, that was extremely good. And if he wasn't able to actually hit the prisoner right there, I think they would have been able to actually go through the dungeon. So really, really close call. It was a tie. Great job from both sides. I'm excited to see what is happening in the next match.
For sure. Again, what do we have? We have Roxon, who's going to be coming up. Question is are they going to ban his Bloody Queen and his Feaster? Most likely. And then we need to see who Potato chooses, and we will wait for that check mark.
Oh yeah, we will.
Before we're being 5 cipher kited by Potato, and we're not even playing against them.
Exactly.
That's,
all right,
that's what's happening.
And I'm extremely looking forward to see what Roxon is coming up with in round number 3. As you already said, Bloody Queen and Feaster are expected bans right here. So what is Roxon having up his sleeve? Is he countering All for One's Ripper with another Ripper? I mean, that would be something really interesting. That would be something I would love to see. But maybe he's coming up with a different one.
No, knowing Roxon, he strives for these moments. He strives for them. And again, we got that Feaster and Bloody Queen ban. And let's see which 3 he wants to get rid of.
No question. Bloody Queen and Feaster ban.
Oh, I thought you were saying no to me, like no. And I'm like looking at the pictures and I'm like, yes, that's who got banned. Boo boo. And we see
we can also
Cowboys here
see-
and Mercenary. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty meta ban, Mercenary and Seer and Cowboy, as you already said. Blue race cars, Cowboy can be extremely dangerous, and Roxen knows that, banning the Cowboy right here. Now I'm not saying anything about the picks, as you already mentioned. It's not leading to anything.
Are they I'm on a different screen right now real quickly. Let me see what are they are they changed?
Dude,
See, we
Mad
got
Eyes.
that. No, see, I'm not even. See,
not even
Lakeside is
saying
such
anything.
I'm not saying anything. No, I got trust issues now with with Potatoes. I'm not saying nothing about any of these players. They are so funny. My question to you is, do you think that Roxen is really gonna choose that Wu Chang?
I won't make any statements, but
I
I'm
wanna
not sure.
ask you a
I
different.
really don't know.
Let me ask you a different question, just for clarification, okay? So, Roxen, even though they got 2 points, Roxen needs to secure a win in order for this to go to the next round, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if Roxen only gets 2 and gets a tie, even though the last round they tied, the last match they tied all for 1, would Potato still go to the next? Like, would the game be over then, technically, since out of 3, the Potatoes have 1 win?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so-
because then we saw 3 rounds, and it is the best out of 3. Potatoes would have 1 victory. XQ Army would have 0 victories, and therefore, since it's the best out of 3, Potatoes would win in case of a tie.
I feel like I asked a very good question. Like, I'm just gonna pat myself on the back right now. Hold on.
And on top of that, even that's a little bit complicated now. Even if they're getting 3 survivors out of the game, even if Roxen eliminates 3 survivors, they would still lose because point-wise, Potatoes would have the lead.
All right, so we have a Wu Chang here, and this is position group number 4. There's going to be 1 person in front of him in the middle, 1 at Shack, and 1 in the ruins over here in between. So somebody's going to be right on top of him right away if they rotate into him.
So just for everyone
wait,
who is watching, yeah.
So yeah, so he needs to get a 4-person elimination in order to what, tie it?
Elimination, exactly. For everyone who's watching, if you want to tie,
Beautiful
and if you
hit,
want-
beautiful hit. Sorry. Grizzly,
if they
that
want
was
to go
beautiful.
into, don't worry. If they want to go into
That
round
was a
number
good-
4, it really was. If they want to go into round 4, they need to get Roxen needs to get a 4 survivor elimination. All right, let's jump into this. We can see Gravekeeper is the first target, throwing down that pallet. Fantastic job, forcing Roxen pretty much to destroy this pallet, else he could kite around for quite some time. Fantastic job. But Roxen is trying to find someone else, just looking for these wiggling cipher machines, and found the doll right here.
Right, and that's going to show the mechanic's location. He's going to turn right back around. He's also going to take this portal down, so it's going to buy the... Oh, no, he's not going to take... Yeah, yep, there he is. Okay. And that's going to buy the mechanic quite a bit of time, though, in order to transition, and we're going to see what she does. That's, you know, Mumu, one of the best players in NAEU, hands down, so we'll see what they can do.
Alright, going for the mechanic stall again. It is not a survivor, but it's definitely the doll who can decode a lot as well, so it is also crucial to bring down that doll, because now mechanic's position will be revealed. She's right there, good for Roxen, and she cannot decode with the doll anymore because it's out of the game. She does not have the mechanic's doll.
They still have 4 ciphers, though. This is going to be very difficult to get a 4-person elimination with Wu Chang. It's a hard thing to do, especially against these great survivors. So
yeah, we can see that Ford was just popping that cipher machine. Fantastic blink, hitting the mechanic right here. Ooh, good job, you know, just putting pressure on the cipher machine right here as well. We can see he's now going for the mechanic and the Gravekeeper kind of at the same time. Oh!
beautiful move from
unfortunate.
Mumu there.
Exactly, unfortunate for Roxen not hitting the coordinator at all. Alright, that's Fantastic move from Mumu.
She's doing a good job at predicting when he's going to swing and when he's not, and that's really here. She's just going to throw these pallets down so she can keep transitioning, and then she's going to have to make a choice here. So let's see what Roxanne's going to do. Oh, beautiful hit!
That was
Beautiful
a really
hit from Roxanne.
All right, bringing Mumu to the rocket chair. We can see Cypher machines are being decoded. We had 3 Cypher machines. Gravekeeper is at 50%. John is transitioning in for the rescue, as far as I can tell. Again, Roxanne needs 4 survivors out of this game. That's gonna be tough right now. Especially if he did
Beautiful
not see that John was
rescue.
dashing through. Fantastic
Yep.
rescue.
He dashed because that actually takes some time to really applaud. He expected Wu Chang to switch to white form, and if he did, he would have used the area of effect, so forward would not have been able to rescue. So not only was he able to predict that umbrella nice, he was able to dash, avoid it, and also get in that rescue. That was a really, really good move from John. Very, very good move.
And now he's still there, he's still in the area, just putting pressure on Wu Chang. He was picking up the mechanic, fantastic stun, rescuing the mechanic. Is he going to get her? Oh, that didn't stun. It didn't stun him into anything, but it was giving the mechanic enough time to get through right here. We have the Priestess and the Gravekeeper decoding. Oh, Priestess is actually coming in for I think, healing the forward.
Yeah, that's exactly what John was looking for, though. He was hoping that he would swing at him, and he did, and that bought a lot of time for the mechanic. Obviously you always go for a stun, but his main priority was to at least disrupt him in some way, and he was able to accomplish that. That was very good.
Good hit from Roxanne right here, bringing the mechanic to the rocket chair for the second time. I can see that the Gravekeeper is popping the Cypher. We are now down to 1 Cypher machine. Again, Roxanne needs a total of 4 survivors out of this game. And that at this point is extremely difficult, especially against Potato right here. Oh, forward taking that hit. Cypher pop is happening. Now we have 4 survivors up and running, full health, and they only need to get 1 survivor through the gate. Whew.
Yeah, Roxanne really did his best right there to try to use his Soul Siphon in order to prevent the forward from getting any sort of rescue, but forward was able to get there just in time to get that rescue, and with that Cypher pop, it's going to be very difficult to obviously eliminate anyone. So now I believe Potatoes will proceed to the next round. They did an excellent job. Good job, Roxanne, as the Hunter main. And really, this was a good series. This was the first match in this tournament that went to the round number 3.
Exactly. And I was
streamed.
Exactly. I was absolutely looking forward to see round number 3. Roxanne utilizing Bloody Queen in such a good way, as well as Feaster, and we saw Wu Chang right here. But we have to give it to Potatoes. We have to give it to All for One, who was just absolutely phenomenal with his Hunter plays. And all in all, 2 great teams going against each other. It is sad that we have to say that one team is getting eliminated right here. It is XQ Army, but Potatoes will be still in the tournament and will proceed into the next bracket.
Oh, hi, Grizzly.
Hey there, nice to see your beautiful face.
How are you? Are you having a good day?
Now that I see you, mwah.
Dude, you are so funny. What I want to talk about is how great Mumu did. Excellent kite, over 120 seconds counted, and that's really, really good, especially for that mechanic. And they did a very good job. That Gravekeeper, Roxanne got a nice hit to cancel out that dig, but Gravekeeper was not paranoid, was able to really secure another dig later on underneath a pallet, and that put Roxanne in a very difficult position. And this is why we're seeing Gravekeeper being utilized more and more in tournament gameplay. Can really force the slow Hunter to either remove themselves from that location or force them to go after a Gravekeeper, which can be very disruptive. Hunters can lose tournaments for that reason. But in a case like Wu Chang, sometimes they do exactly what Roxanne does and just moves on. And Mechanic was able to take it on from there and really kite for a long time. And one last thing, Grizzly, excellent prediction routes from John Zhao, avoiding that Soul Siphon in order to get that rescue. So excellent job from both competitors. Congratulations, Potatoes, for getting to the next round, and great job, XQ, for everything that you did as well.
And I just want to say, after you talked so much right now, it is time to, rest your voice a little bit. We're going to jump into a short break yet again. And after that, we're going to see Before You fighting against Yin Yang. I'm excited to see that, and we will see you after the break.
Bye. And welcome back, everybody. My name is Persuadable, and I am here with
the Gaming Grizzly. And we just saw two phenomenal teams going against each other. XQ Army versus Potatoes. Potatoes decided this fight between these two great teams for themselves. And we have Potatoes advancing into the next bracket. And what we can expect from the next matches is Before You versus Yin Yang. I'm absolutely looking forward to see these teams. Ooh, that's gonna be, not gonna lie, that's gonna be extremely interesting because we saw Before You competing in quite often. I saw them compete quite often. I know that they're an extremely good team, but Yin Yang will put up a great fight, and I'm not sure who to root for. I'm usually pretty unpolitical. I usually just want to see the best one advance to the next bracket, and therefore I just hope they both gonna put up a great fight. I'm sad as always that one team is getting eliminated, but that's just how it is. We're gonna see who is the better team between these two, and we are jumping straight up into the first match. Picks and bans are coming. I tried to time it. There we go. Picks and bans are coming right now.
So we got KKZ, who I usually call 464, but he is the #1 hunter in NAEU playing for Before You. I am going to predict that Dream Witch usage. And remember, Yin Yang, their hunter who comes up next after this match is a tier 5 1 hunter, pretty close to tier 6 as well, a couple stars away. So we are going to see, two, tier 5, tier 6 hunters who are playing. But remember, KKZ is the #1 hunter on the server. But remember, you cannot underestimate any of the competitors in this tournament. And I really hope that Yin Yang is able to bring that heat to them. Never underestimate anyone. And yeah, Grizzly, so what do you expect?
What we can see right here is Sacred Heart Hospital. We can see a mercenary ban. I honestly did not expect the mercenary ban. I'm not talking about the survivors because I'm not sure if we're actually seeing these survivors. So my question to you is, why is the mercenary ban a reasonable ban on the Sacred Heart map?
Right, so believe it or not, mercenary is actually really banned. It's a heavily favored ban, especially over in China high tiers, that we haven't seen too much over here. There's a few reasons why, because you can prevent that rescue. And so a lot of survivors, or rather hunters, that utilize certain characters where the Seer Owl is not detrimental to them, they kind of just live through it and find a way to be able to countermeasure any sort of rescue attempt. So it's a little bit of a different approach. Back in the day, we always banned Seer first or Mechanic. But for a lot of these hunters that are specializing in the anti-rescue or have a few tricks up their sleeve, they're going to ban that mercenary first so they don't have to worry about a rescue. So we'll see what KKZ decides to use here. And remember, you might actually see Bloody Queen instead of that Dream Witch usage, because this is Sacred Heart Hospital, which is typically considered a survivor-based map, and so usually you see Bloody Queens used on this.
I want to talk about the picks, but no one is readying up yet, and I am not talking about them until they are not readying up.
I called out All for One and the Potatoes, and they were laughing at me, so they were definitely trolling. Here you go. You can talk about them now, Grizzly.
All right, we're gonna see some Wildling action right here. We didn't see Wildling action on stream on day 1 or day 2 so far, right? So that's something I'm absolutely looking forward to. Wildling, definitely, for me, an interesting pick, and I'm actually surprised that we do not see the Seer, even if the ban does not affect the Seer this time. But let's jump into this match. Let's talk about the group layout real quick.
And the tactical analysis, right? You want to take over?
Exactly. No, absolutely not. Please. Your stage.
You can do it, but I'm telling you. Okay, so this is going to be group layout 3, and KKZ is spawned in the ruin, so expect him to go towards Shack. Over here, somebody's going to transition. Oh, they're transitioning right into Bloody Queen. And let's see what KKZ is going to be able to do in this location.
Oh, that is a great mirror right there from KKC. Putting the first hit on the coordinator. We have the Wildling right there trying to push away, doing a fantastic job, really getting some distance between the coordinator that already took the first hit and the Bloody Queen. But KKC really concentrating on the coordinator, because even if the Wildling already took a hit, or even if the Boar already took a hit, you just want to get down that coordinator right here.
All right.
And ooh, nice! Really good dodging that mirror and the nice prediction. Now going for the Wildling. Wildling is extremely slow if he's off his board, and therefore he is a really good target early game. We can also see that 3 survivors are running around right here. Fantastic job from KKC putting pressure on several Cypher machines, several survivors right here. We have Wildling already damaged, coordinator already damaged, and just transitioning over there to put more pressure on the survivors. Great hit.
Good hit from the Bloody Queen. Remember, going after the first officer, KKZ understood that I still have a mirror, and I'm going to be able to catch up to him. And so that's what you saw Bloody Queen utilizing that mirror to catch up and trying to get another hit on that first officer.
And we can see first officer preparing for the rescue right here and going in for the rescue. Taking the hit, but Bloody Queen's mirror image is coming, trying to deny that rescue, but hit the rocket chair. Fantastic rescue. Great patience from the first officer right here. Ooh, good job, good job. We have the Wildling on the board. Probably charging up his dash to push away the hunter from the survivors, but we can also see first officer a little bit in trouble right here. Is the Wildling coming through? Oh, did not expect the first officer to use his pocket watch, or that he used his pocket watch.
Yeah, he doesn't have any more pocket watches now.
We have the Wildling right there. Keep in mind, if the Bloody Queen is picking up the survivor and the Wildling is pushing her at the same time, this will free the survivor. KKC trying to scare off the Wildling right here, and nope, no rescue happening. Dangerous, dangerous.
It's going to bring him over to this rocket chair instead. It's better to bring him over to this rocket chair instead of the other rocket chair he went past, just because there is a pallet there and hospital's right there. So that's why he decided to move him, especially far, to make that sort of rescue attempt to be difficult later on. Remember, this is the #1 Bloody Queen in the in NAEU server, so seeing some pretty good gameplay from.
Putting pressure on the survivors while they are decoding, while she is protecting the rocket chair right here. We can see the priestess is coming in for the rescue, taking the hit right there and allowing the first officer to get off the chair. Priestess is running in. I mean, that is not too bad, because that is giving the first officer more time to get away. First officer will be dead on chair, but now KKC is really concentrating on that hit right here. Double down after the rescue. We have the first officer. Oh, we have the Wildling preparing for a rescue as well, but Bloody Queen is not playing that game. Priestess got
that was a good prediction from the Bloody Queen on that priestess. Really, that Bloody Queen was predicting that sort of movement, so it was just a good prediction from that Bloody Queen. But that first officer had a really good rescue earlier. That was very impressive what that first officer was able to do.
Oh, I actually thought that the first officer was... Oh, I saw that wrong. Yeah, okay. First officer still in the game. We have to... I thought he was out of the game. I'm sorry. Priestess is down, and we can see Wildling taking a hit for the first officer. Now they need to protect the first officer, because now he will be out of the game. Oh, nice blink.
Very close.
Missing it though. All right, there comes
that was a good prediction from the first officer to avoid that blink. That was pretty good. We got to see what Wildling can pull off here to really harass the Blood Queen, and we're gonna see what she can do.
Ooh, that was...
Yeah, now here comes the mirror. She's gonna catch up. Oof, good job, Wildling. Good job, Wildling. Making sure you avoided that hit. That was a very important moment. Very, very good job.
Concentrating on the first officer right here. We are experiencing some issues. I am not sure if this is the game or if this is what we see. No, it's not the game. So as you can see, this was just what we received to watch. So the game was going normally. We have the first officer out of the game. First officer was sent to the rocket chair and 3 Cypher machines remaining. Everyone is trying to relocate. Everyone is trying to get away as far as possible from the Bloody Queen. But keep in mind, Bloody Queen can use the mirror image to travel a pretty far distance.
See where
Oh,
Bloody
she
Queen
found
is
the
going
scratch
to
mark.
relocate. Yep. There's the Wildling though, so that's gonna work. And
Ooh.
she's looking for a
wiggling
different
Cypher
Cypher machine. That's what. Yeah. She doesn't want to waste time on the Wildling.
There we go. Coordinator taking it. Fantastic job. Now trying to block the escape route of the Coordinator. We have the mirror right there. And that's going to be a very dangerous spot for the Coordinator. Taking the hit right here. Coordinator is down. We still have 3 Cypher machines up and running. Also have the Wildling and the Priestess in the game there. Over there. Alright, bringing her back to that chair. Really, really good chair for the Hunter. As you already mentioned, there's not a lot to do for the Survivor right there, except of this little pallet.
Oh, that was a good mirror, being able to try to harass them far away from the rocket chair.
Can see the Wildling coming in for a rescue again. Oh, nice. Good job from the Wildling, predicting that that would not hit and just going through the mirror.
And KKZ is waiting.
I think the Wildling might come in for a rescue right here. There we have him. Wildling is coming in. Not taking the hit. He will most likely attempt to rescue before the Coordinator. He obviously will attempt to rescue before the Coordinator gets sent back. The question is, what is the plan? We are still at 2 Cypher machines. It might be difficult. The survivors might actually think about the dungeon at this point.
He's waiting for a Wildling to get off. He's being patient.
Wildling is just wasting time of KKC, just keeping the Hunter at the chair. I would have expected to see a rescue though. Changing
And
targets,
Priestess,
good job.
yeah, Priestess had a feeling that she was going to leave the Wildling, so Priestess immediately transferred into the hospital using that portal. And the question is the Wildling going to be the main decoder now? And that's going to be a lot of decoding. So, but the good thing is that Wildling may be able to try to get a one-person escape to preserve the points.
Good job from the Priestess right here. We are in the building, we are in the Sacred Heart Hospital, which is a really, really great location for every Priestess user, because you can just buy the team so much time. As we can see, Ford was able to bring down another Cypher. We are now at 1 Cypher machine. We still have the Wildling and the Priestess at full health. Wildling just started on the last Cypher machine.
This Priestess is doing a really great job. Doing a great job buying a lot of time to Yin Yang and really buying as much time as possible. So you can see that now the Wildling is going to continue decoding and understanding their role. But if you go to the Wildling, yep. So this is actually a very interesting. They're doing a good job. Yin Yang is doing the best job that they can in this situation. Beautiful job with Priestess going back into their into the hospital, and now Wildling needs to do his best to stay alive. But KKZ was really able to take him off that hog pretty quickly. So we're gonna see what happens next.
The question is, okay, we can see it. Priestess is at 47%, but that's not enough to pop the Cypher machine right here. As you already mentioned, they are doing a fantastic job. They are trying their best. We can see that KC, the Priestess, is trying to relocate, trying to get away, because obviously KKC would go for her right here. And you can see Wildling is, oh, what a good, that was a good hit. That was a really good hit. Casey could go to the dungeon. The dungeon is almost there. I think she can transition over there, but I have to keep in mind she already took a hit. One more hit will mean that she will go down, and that's actually a really difficult task to do. Okay.
Casey is doing a good job. Oh, beautiful stun. Casey's doing a great job. This is a good priestess player.
Look at the stanchions right there, but it might be too far away, especially if KKC is coming in with the mirror.
Casey might be able to.
The mirror is
Casey
cutting
might
her
be
off.
able to do it. So close.
Yeah, that was extremely good.
That was such a valiant effort from that team. They really just did not give up. That wildling, that priestess really showing you. That priestess did a really, really good job at going back into that hospital and understanding their role and forcing the hunter to go back after the wildling, which most hunters never really want to do. That was good teamwork and a great attempt.
Look at the wildling just being around the hunter for over 220 seconds. That was again, I want to highlight the priestess right there did a fantastic job. She was decoding a lot of the Cypher machines. She was transitioning away from the hunter and towards the hospital several times just to get a better kite going. She was doing fantastic with her portals all around the Sacred Heart Hospital. And at the very end, she was extremely close to get to the dungeon, but KKC just saved up his mirror and put the mirror right in front of her. There was not really any escape for the priestess to get away from these hits. Fantastic job from Yin Yang. Before use, KKC was just, again, killing it with the Bloody Queen.
Mm-hmm. He did a good job at readjusting. Remember, when you have characters who are going to harass you like that, such as a wildling, it does slow the game down, so it gives you a little bit of breathing room as a hunter to really be able to take your time a little bit more, and did a good job readjusting. And they did some very good rescues from Yin Yang, and it was a good match. And the question is how is the hunter? I believe it may be Sip is going to adjust to this, because now Yin Yang's hunter, tier 5-1, Bloody Queen specialist, is going to be going against some of the best survivors in the game just as well. And the question is how much heat is this hunter going to be able to give to them? Because now must get a 4-person elimination, which is very difficult to do for the most part, the starting lineup of the KOA 2 team in the international tournament represent the Northern American and European server.
That is very true. In general, 4 survivor elimination is always extremely difficult. Gotta say, Yin Yang was doing a fantastic job. Dude, I was seeing that priestess getting through the dungeon. I was honestly hoping for that priestess to get to the dungeon, because now Yin Yang is, again, you already mentioned it, in a really tough situation. They need to get 4 survivors out of there to secure 5 points, as well as the first round will go to Before You. Before You, KKC was definitely doing a fantastic job, and I think it's going to be extremely tough to go against these survivors as well.
Right, and this is
go against them.
Despite KKZ being the #1 hunter in NAEU, this is KKZ's first tournament, first at least sponsored by Identity 5 tournament, so it's going to be good experience for him. And I'm very excited to see the hunter from Yin Yang, and really excited to see the survivors from B4U, to see how they're going to do. They're all tier 6 survivors, and we're going to see what sort of creativity that they can come up with. When I spoke with B4U, they said we're not underestimating this team by any means. We're not going to be doing any trolling or any of that stuff. We're going to take them seriously. That's what they deserve, and we don't want to underestimate the team.
No. I don't want to underestimate anyone who is taking part right here, and I'm looking forward to see the hunter pick for Yin Yang. I think did you already look into the hunter? Do you know what he is specializing in?
I believe a Blood Queen.
Blood
I believe
Queen.
a Blood
All right.
Queen. Tier 5-1, tier 5-1 wins more matches than loses for sure. So we're going to see some Bloody Queen action on the Sacred Heart Hospital, and we'll see what B4U has in their line. Remember, B4U, they represented NAEU a long time ago, at least their survivors did, and they have some different hunters now. It'll be interesting to see if B4U plays both of their hunters in this series to give them a little bit of exposure. But again, with this Yin Yang, I'm very, very impressed with how KC was able to use their portals within that hospital. That is the strongest area of the map. But at the end of the day, you could see that Priestess has spent a lot of time knowing where those portals were, going from second story to first story, and forcing the Blood Queen to follow through and getting that stun. So it was a good match. My question to you, Grizzly, do you like being a hunter on Sacred Heart Hospital?
Yeah, I pretty much do. I pretty much do. No. You don't. Your look right now. The thing is, I am not playing like everyone who is playing in this tournament. I am not a professional player. I'm just playing for fun. And as soon as I see Sacred Heart, it doesn't really matter if I'm on the survivor side. It doesn't really matter if I'm on the hunter side. I like this map. You should just not ask me about Leo's memory because I don't know. I don't know
Leo's
why.
memory.
No, don't. I don't want. No, I don't. I don't want to talk about that. Honestly, Leo's memory. No. No statement. Thank you. What is your opinion to Leo's memory?
Well. Do you want my opinion on Sacred Heart first or Leo's memory?
Go for Sacred Heart. Yes.
Grizzly, I am so happy that I get to share this time with you. I'm not even joking. I have missed you so much. Sacred Heart, I don't like playing that as a hunter unless I'm playing Bloody Queen. A lot of people do consider it a more survivor-based map. But that's why whenever you see Sacred Heart, you're going to see a lot of players using the S-tier characters to the best of their ability. I mean, like I said, a Priestess. Who do you ban? Seer? Okay, I got Priestess. I can chill out in the middle of the map. The hospital. Do you ban Priestess? Well, then you have Seer. Do you ban Mercenary so you don't have to worry about the rescue? And so that's what we really saw. We saw that Mercenary ban that last time. In terms of Leo's memory, what I will tell you is this, Grizzly. Leo's memory is the hardest match to coach a team. Hardest match. Well, map. So.
Yeah. Okay. That's a fair statement. Okay, what
There's
we can see right
spawns.
now. Huh?
There's 9 spawns, not 7. 9.
Oh yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know a single one though.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. So we are going to see Yin Yang on the hunter side this time. We can see the Seer ban, and therefore we can also see the Priestess again on the map, and we can also see the Mercenary. Forward, and I mean, I should not talk until they ready up, but this time it actually seems like they're being serious with their survivor picks. That means Mercenary, Forward, Mechanic, who brings in the decoding right here, and the Priestess. That is a pretty good lineup for the Sacred Heart Hospital right here. But as you already said, Bloody Queen is a really, really good hunter on this map, or in general, an extremely good hunter. And I expect to see that Yin Yang is readying up with that Bloody Queen. I always mess that up.
No, it's okay. And again, this can be a very difficult map for the hunter, but that Blood Queen usage is gonna definitely help sip out a lot, just like it did with KKZ. And the key here is that transition. The key to this map is that rotational transition relative to what your character is capable of. As an example, if you spawn in a bad area but you're a forward, you're going to want to stay there to really buy a little bit of time for the rest of your team, because most hunters will rotate from you. This is a difficult lineup. You go after Merc, well, good luck. Go after forward, good luck. So really the question is do you commit to that first person, or do you continue rotating so you can find the mechanic? And a lot of hunters will usually choose to try to rotate because this will be a slow decoding team.
I can only agree. As you already said, and even if you find the Priestess, I mean, we are on the same page right here. We can clearly see Priestess. We just saw it in the game before. Priestess can be a pain for the hunter, even for a Bloody Queen in this hospital. She can be extremely powerful, and as you already mentioned, Forward, Mercenary. None of these characters are something that you want to face early in the game.
Yep, and what you're seeing here is the group number 2 layout. This is called Big Statue. This is where she's going. So she cannot, if she goes towards over this area, forest or 2 pallet, you know, sometimes the hunter or the survivor can rotate very well. You're going to see this doll being utilized and moved, and so that tinnitus is still going to be active. And we got to see how Mechanic is doing with her slow walk. And she left a trail, so now Poblums is going to have to really be able to kite. And you can see that Poblums is kind of working his way towards the hospital in case he gets hit.
Ooh, good job from Yin Yang's hunter right here, locating the Mechanic first though. Oh.
And that's the communication. That is the communication between these teams. He knows exactly where that portal is going to be set up for him. And he also knows that if they go up that portal, you can get a stun. So that's the communication in line between these teams. They know exactly where every portal will be with every single transition and rotation within the group layouts.
Mechanic doing a fantastic job right there, just giving more time to the team, but trying to shoot, taking the hit right here. Fantastic job from Yin Yang again. Mechanic is the one survivor that can decode the fastest and can decode a lot in this team. Main decoder, and great call from Zip going for the Mechanic. Oh, there, as you mentioned it. Knows exactly where the portals are.
And this is going to be a more difficult strategy after the Priestess nerf, which comes on Wednesday, because those portals are only going to be there for 70 seconds. So this strategy has to be more well-rounded after the nerf than what it is now, where the regular portals just stay there.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Oh,
Oof,
nice,
good.
made it out of there. Hitting the portal though.
Good job from Bloody Queen taking down that portal.
Oh man, that universal portal right there, really getting some distance in between the hunter and the Mechanic that is going down. But keep in mind, she can use her mirror to get over there.
So this is that communication in line, knew where the global portal was, and somebody transitioned to the other side of the global portal to immediately rescue. So that's that communication line we're talking about, but they may have enough time to get this. Bloody Queen did choose Excitement over that forward. Beautiful stun from Poblums.
Fantastic teamwork, just getting the Mechanic up just in time to actually get away from the hunter right here. We can see Priestess is popping a Cypher machine. We are down to 2 Cypher machines at this point. Mechanic wasn't really able to utilize her robot so far, but that's rest of the team is doing a fantastic job. Just, you know, staying on the Cypher machines, decoding while the Mechanic is kiting around.
And you can see why a Priestess in a team with communications can be so dangerous. You know where all of those portals are. This is why I told you this is a survivor-based map. Once you're inside here, it can be very difficult. And we're going to see what Poblums can do here. I think Poblums just hid.
Yeah, he was able to actually...
Oh, am I wrong?
Yeah, he was able to get away right there. It seems like Zip lost sight of Poblums, and that is something that is absolutely... That's great for this one.
I lost
he was still there. He was in there. He was sneaking around. Fantastic job from Poblums. And as you can see, not only you, but also the Bloody Queen right here lost sight of Poblums and is now trying to see where the survivors are. Trying to at least find someone else.
What the servers should know is that there are a lot of top hunters that credit Poblums, who is kiting right there, is one of the best kiters in the entire server. You know, Call Me Duty, Sprinter, KKZ. A lot of them say that. Even Cats, when Cats is a top spider, Cat says he goes against Poblums and he just leaves him alone. He's a very good kiter. He's a better kiter than what I've ever been. He's a really good kiter.
And it shows. It shows. We can see it right here. Poblums kiting from the very beginning. And we are now down to 1 Cypher machine, utilizing that doll right here just to absorb a hit, to give him more time to transition back to the hospital. Dodging that hit right here, we can see the global portal is right there. Poblums trying to make his way over there. Might actually be able to get over this. Oh, fantastic job. Zip knowing that he's trying to go for the portal, but Good job. I'm curious
One
to see. Oh, we can
sniper.
already see it. Yeah, it's down in the bottom left. We can see that it's almost done, or it is primed.
His Bloody Queen is definitely giving it their best for sure. And again, this can be a difficult map though. Like I said, this map, in my opinion, is more of a survivor-sided map, especially when you have a Priestess player that has the portals down. And you know, what Bloody Queen's doing right there is just anticipating a stun. Remember we talked about that, Grizzly, how when you kite, it's kind of like a game of chess. And that's what Bloody Queen is, just anticipate and expect the pop right here. Yep, you have the pop. And just another note, Grizzly, you could see that Paul Blum's route was specific to the hospital. He knew that he was going to get hit over there. He'd rather get hit and transfer over to the hospital.
And I just want to mention it again, we saw before you getting a 4 survival elimination 5-point match in the first match. And what that means is to tie this round, to tie round number 1, Yin Yang needs to get 4 survivors out of there too. But since 4 survivors are still up and all Cypher machines have to be voted, it's an extremely difficult task because there are 2 exit gates, obviously. And that means that it's almost impossible to get all survivors at this point. We have Forward and Priestess already leaving. We have the Mechanic out of there. Mercenary as well. That makes this a 5-point game for Before You. Oh man.
They did a good job. That Bloody Queen really did their best to catch up to all those maneuvers. And remember, that Bloody Queen is going against one of the best survivors in this server. And they really gave it all they had. You had 5 strikes there. Excellent kiting from Paul Blums. Great communication from the team in terms of putting the portal placement down.
That's very right. I can only agree on that. That coordination on the survivor side just makes it extremely difficult to actually get to them. The problems was giving the team so much time to decode all the Cypher machines. And we have to give credits to Milek, the Priestess right here, just putting down these portals all over the map and helping out the Mechanic to, circle around and get away from the Bloody Queen as well. Fantastic coordination on the survivor side. Bloody Queen, Yin Yang's Hunter was doing a great job, but it's just so difficult to go against one of the top teams on the server.
Definitely. They gave it all they had, and that's what you can do in this tournament. And the next round, what we're going to see is we're going to, I believe, see B4U send out their Hunter. And the question is B4U going to play 4-6-4, or as you guys know him, KKZ? Or are they going to switch over to Sprinter, who's also one of the best clown users and best hunters in the history of Identity V as well. So it'll be interesting to see what strategy they pull out here. And excellent gameplay from all of the competitors so far. Thank you so much, everybody, for making this such a great day. And we still have 1 more to 2 more rounds after this, maybe even more, depending on how it works out.
And we are sending you guys to a little break. And we are back! Welcome to day number 3, and right now we are in round 2 of the fight between Before You versus Yin Yang. Round number 1 was decided by Before You. They had 10 points. They were getting out of there with 4 survivors, and they eliminated 4 survivors on the Hunter side. Fantastic job. That means Yin Yang actually needs to decide the second round for themselves to actually get into a third round and to potentially go into the next bracket to win this match. Or for Before You, if they are winning this round as well, they are going to proceed into the next bracket. I am excited to see what we can expect from round number 2 right here. Woo! Persuable, tell me.
Hi.
Why do you have such a beautiful smile? Tell me that. Explain
I'm just
yourself
chilling.
right now.
I'm just chilling. I'm just so proud of you for talking more. My job is so much easier when you talk more. I can just relax and listen to your voice and listen to your commentary. And you're doing a great job, Grizzly. My question, actually not my question, but one of the things that I'm looking forward to in this next round is Before You going to use Sprinter. Remember, they have 2 very, very good hunters. Sprinter used to be the number 1 hunter and is still a top, arguably 5 hunters. So they have 2 really good hunters. And we're going to see what Yin Yang does. We're going to see what sort of survivor and sort of compatibility and team mashups that we're going to do. And the real question is what map are we going to see? I have a feeling that it may be Moonlit or Arms Factory, but we'll have to see.
We will have to see. And if they are going for Sprinter, you already mentioned it earlier, he is one of the top clown players on the server. I wouldn't be surprised to see a clown, especially since we might expect the Bloody Queen ban in this round. Yeah,
we're the
I'm
top
making a-
clown MCs.
Speak for yourself. Okay, no, yeah, it's okay.
I don't regret it.
I cannot deny that.
I don't regret it, you know.
No,
what's that phrase that you use? What's that phrase? We're just a bunch of stupid content
creators.
I
Exactly.
saw that on Twitter. I'm like, speak for yourself, boo boo.
My content is phenomenal. Excuse me, Grizzly. What do you mean?
It is. Well, yours is. Yours is.
No,
Yours
yours
great.
is.
No,
yours
you. No,
No.
I love you more. And we're gonna have
you
to
hang
see
up
which
first.
map is. Yeah, I know. Oh my God. I haven't heard that joke in a long time. That's a good one. That's a good
not
one,
a joke,
Grizzly. And
Not a joke.
it's
though.
not. We're gonna have to see where, because now once we get to round 2, now the hunter can ban a few more survivors, and now there's going to be a hunter ban. So we're going to see if Bloody Queen most likely is going to be banned first both times. So
I'm making a bold statement. I am saying that Bloody Queen is the banned hunter. Wait, come on. I'm not trying to be bold again. That's it. I'm sorry.
yep, they banned the Dream Witch. This is Moonlit River, so now Sprinter is going to ban 2 survivors, most likely that Siren Priestess, so he doesn't have to worry about them. And don't be surprised if we see Sprinter utilizing a clown. That's really what he's known for, as well as being good with several other hunters as well. But Moonlit, remember, big map, need a lot of ability to transfer and move around.
You can already see it. Sprinter is readying up for the clown right there. Not readying up yet.
Wait,
We're gonna see the Wildling again, and seems like a prisoner, mercenary, perfumer, and Wildling combination. Oh, I mean, since Dream Witch is banned, there is still room for the Bloody Queen. Maybe you're gonna see a Bloody Queen, but you already said Sprinter is very well known for his clown gameplay, for his smiley face gameplay, and dude, I will not talk about the picks until they're readying up anymore. I'm making this. I told you.
yeah,
I need to.
Mhm.
Yeah. I need to
Well, I
make
was
the
gonna
same
say,
mistake
potatoes-
several times.
Potato Clan is.
That is beautiful. I
yeah.
just want to mention this for everyone who is watching. We have, when I am talking, I have about a 1 second delay as soon as
Yep.
Persuable is talking. And that's why we sometimes interrupt each other. And that's why sometimes we have this awkward conversations. And yeah, so mind.
Speak for yourself, because I'm having great conversations over here.
Oh,
So
you're
you
right.
can, yeah, no, focus on you, okay?
Focus on decoding.
If somebody sent me a meme. Focus on decoding. And it was a picture of Gardner taking down a rocket chair with the caption, "Is this decoded?" What were we talking about? I forgot.
we were talking
Oh
about
yeah,
Sprinter
yeah, I
right
remember
there.
now. Potato Clan. They scarred us. That's why we don't want to talk about any of the
Oh.
picks until they scarred us.
But for the Survivor side, we can pretty much talk about it. Everyone was readying up. We are basically waiting for Sprinter right here. Again, Sprinter, top clown player on the server. Very dangerous smiley face. And we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. Readying up right there.
Hopefully, a lot of people can see that Clown is still. Usually, you see Clown around round 3, 4, and 5. But in this scenario, they switched Hunters, so that's how Sprinter is going to get some playtime as well. And remember, they're not allowed to switch their Hunters after this, so you only get one substitute in these rounds all the way up until finals, which you get those 2 substitutes that we talked about. And so this is going to be, I think this is Group 5. I think it's Group 5, and this is what we call Rocket Chair Bridge or 2-story bridge. And we're going to see him rotate towards this area because somebody spawns at second stop and somebody spawns at Broken Carousel. You see how Wildling is coming down there. That's actually where he spawned. So this is a good route for a Clown user.
Great from Sprinter not going for the Wildling. He can see the prisoner hiding really, really good. Just waiting for Sprinter to leave this area. Fantastic job. Sprinter knew that there was someone in the area, but probably does not want to waste the time. Saw the Wildling is trying to find someone else, though. Wildling can take a lot of time off the Hunter stand, especially thanks to the boar. Can take a bunch of hits. You can see the Perfumer right here.
So
Oh,
beautiful
that
job
was
from the Perfumer.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And we can see the Wildling coming in, pushing the Hunter away.
Yeah, the one thing that I want to mention is Sprinter prioritized you're trying to get all of those attachments early game because he understood that this is a slow decoding team and I have time. And again, excellent job from look at this discipline from KC. And now he's going to wait out that Perfume. Expect him to go back. Oh, and she does
Taking
not
the hit right
activate the
there.
Perfume. Yeah, good move from Sprinter getting that read on. That can be that's a chess match right there.
Sprinter going through, trying to hit the Perfume again. Oh, we have the Wildling taking the hit for the Perfumer. Good job. Oh,
Beautiful
what a blink.
blink! Wow,
What a blink.
that was amazing blink with charged attack.
And we have the
Amazing.
Wildling right here. Wildling is trying to actually get the rescue, but is losing the boar right here. Fantastic job from Sprinter, scaring off the Wildling and bringing the Perfumer to the rocket chair after a phenomenal blink.
That is a great highlight. That's an amazing highlight. You're gonna see him take down all these pallets, so he doesn't have to worry about them a little later. And you know that's why he actually ended up hitting that Wildling before. He wasn't too worried about it because again, the slow decoding. Half the team at that point isn't decoding, so he's aware of that and he's taking his time. He knows he has the ability to take his time because of those slow decoding comps.
We can see the Wildling is getting healed. This strategy that we are seeing right here is that they're leaving the Perfumer right there and rescuing them before he's taking off, but just allowing a lot of decoding to happen. We can see they're about to pop the next Cypher machine right there. Oh, trying to... Oh wait, that's the mercenary. Okay. I missed that.
The guy that comes out with all the skin videos doesn't know the skin. Oh, that was a good burn. That was good. Give it to me. Give it to me. Tell me that was amazing.
I did not mention a single skin in this entire tournament. You have to give that to me though.
That was a good move from the Wildling to buy a little bit of time for the Perfumer.
Mercenary is down. Sprinter is not concentrating on the Mercenary because the Mercenary leads a long time to get up, and he knows Perfumer is dead on chair, so concentrating on the Perfumer right here is the right choice. Let's see. Oh, that might...
Oh,
Yeah, that might be a dash hit. Good job.
that was a good move. The question is did he hit Mercenary with the slow heal and sort of attachment? Because that's going to put the Mercenary on that ground for a very, very long time.
And right now what we can see is the Prisoner is pretty close to the... Prisoner is not helping up the Mercenary though. We have 2 Cypher machines remaining, Mercenary is still down, and we have Sprinter trying to find another target. Actually finding the... Oh, good job, good job. Finding the Prisoner using his little stun to avoid the hit.
That was definitely a good stun for him. Bought him some time for sure. They're all right on top of each other, which is favorable for Sprinter. But let's see what they can do.
There comes the hit on the Prisoner.
You can see that Mercenary. Yeah. Now, especially when you hit them with that slow.
Ooh.
Good Terra Shock. Good Terra Shock. Prisoner doing the best that they can in that location. You know, do you hop the pallet? Do you not hop the pallet? And now he's going to take that Prisoner. And you can see that the Clown really, focused on trying to find that Prisoner instead of wasting time on the Mercenary and the Wildling.
So they were healing up, and as far as I can see, we have the Wildling hiding there a little bit while the Mercenary is going in for the decoding. Yeah, going for the Cypher machine.
You're gonna try to hit him with this dash to get that first hit. Does Mercenary? Yeah, Mercenary still has 2 elbow pads. We see Wildling come instead.
You can also see is that the... Oh,
he timed that.
That was good for Sprinter right here. Was able to actually rescue, avoiding the pellets right here. He wants to go for the Prisoner. Prisoner was rescued after the halfway mark happened, and that means if he is hitting the chair again, Sprinter can concentrate on the other survivors because the Prisoner will be out of the game. Good job.
Excellent job from Sprinter, really showing people how dangerous of a Clown user he can be, how dangerous as a hunter he can be. But you know what? What I gotta say is Yin Yang is really hanging in there. They're really trying to get that decoding down, and we're gonna see what their next option is. Remember that he took the roller coaster, and now he's at second stop. No, third stop? Third stop. I can't even see.
Yeah.
Is that third? Yep, that's third stop.
Yep, he went through because Mercenary was actually hitting the stop button, and he found the Mercenary right here. They are down to 1 Cypher machine. They are doing a fantastic job. We have... Oh, Blink is coming through, hitting the Mercenary again. Fantastic job. We saw the Mercenary was dashing away, but still taking that hit. Dungeon is right here, and yeah.
Did he got... Oh, wow, he got that hit against the...
Yes.
He blinked and got the hit even when the Mercenary dashed?
Yes, exactly, that's happened.
Beautiful.
That is what happened. Absolutely beautiful hit. You can see Sprinter just searching the area for the Wildling most likely. Again, Mercenary is down. I am not sure if he was healed before and if he can heal himself this time. But Wildling needs to either bring down another Cypher machine, pop that Cypher machine, or needs to try to get to the dungeon at this point.
He's using that Tinnitus. Yeah, he's going to be able to circle in on him. Good attempt from the Wildling, though. Let's see what the Wildling can pull off, though.
So I'm curious to see if the Mercenary can actually get up again or not.
I haven't been paying attention to the attachments.
Yeah, same. I'm not really sure about it.
I think Sprinter needs to put on his... He's either waiting out the Wildling's ability, but he may have to put on one of those. Does he have any more of the? Oh, he doesn't. Okay, so he has no more infinite dashes, I don't think.
I mean, now he could.
Yeah, now he would. He might wait it out. Yep, see, he's going to use it. Ladies and gentlemen, he just picked that up. He didn't have any of those, so expect him to be able to use the infinite.
I mean, the Wildling is doing a fantastic job so far. What they want to do is they want to get at least one survivor through the dungeon, and Mercenary is slowly bleeding out, and there comes the Terror Shock though.
Got a terror
Wildling
shock
is
on that.
down. Dungeon is nowhere near. It seems like the Wildling, the Mercenary can't get up either.
He's going to have to go and find that Mercenary, or he may just let him bleed, but he might actually look at the dungeon to make sure that he's not
Yeah.
over there.
Exactly.
Every time I see a clown user, it just scars me from season 1. With those controls.
So what we can see right here is we have the Mercenary who is slowly bleeding out. Wildling is on the rocket chair, and Sprinter just protecting that dungeon because Sprinter has them down and has them on the rocket chair. But oh, there comes the Mercenary. That's what I kinda thought. I thought that he could get up. Question now is he waiting and just trying to open up the dungeon and going through the dungeon, or is he trying to rescue the Wildling? Probably not the Wildling. That's not even possible at this point.
This Mercenary is
Sprinter.
doing a good job, though.
Sprinter,
may actually get out.
that might actually work.
Wow.
Blink trying to use Blink to get closer, but the dungeon is opening up right in front of him. Not bad. Making a one survivor escape. That is exactly
That was
what you
that
want.
was excellent. Good job from
Yeah.
Yin Yang. That was good. They were able to figure out how to get a one. That was a lot of coordination. Mercenary really waiting to heal themselves up and waited at the perfect time to make sure a Wildling was almost dead on the chair, so he would have enough time. You don't want to heal yourself up too early. That was a good move from Yin Yang, though. It really, really was, and prevented the 4-person elimination. That was excellent gameplay from both sides.
And that is exactly what you want to do as survivor. If you can't bring down all Cypher machines, you definitely want to get one survivor out of threat through the dungeon, because as the opponent's team would get 5 points, right now we have B4U with 3 points and Yin Yang with 1 point in round number 2, thanks to this beautiful escape through the dungeon. I was seriously, the entire match I was thinking, can the Mercenary get up again? Can he get up again? Can he get through the dungeon? He's the only way to prevent this from a 4 survivor elimination. Fantastic job. Yin Yang taking 1 point right there and giving their hunter the opportunity to make the next match 4 survivor elimination. And if that happens, we have a tie on round number 1 and round number 2, and we are proceeding to round number 3. And even if Yin Yang's hunter brings down 3 survivors, we're gonna see a round number 3.
And just want to highlight how good KC did as that perfumer in the early game. Excellent timing on that perfume. You could see that KC from Yin Yang really had a great job at being able to anticipate Sprinter in the beginning there. You saw a lot of discipline from Sprinter early game, understanding the dynamic of the slow decoding, and great teamwork between that Mercenary and Wildling. Yin Yang, definitely good job at being able to secure that one person out. Listen, every point counts in this tournament.
Exactly. And dude, we saw this before. Even if they realize what they have to do. Yin Yang absolutely knows, the entire team absolutely knows what they have to do. We saw it with the priestess who was trying to get to the dungeon on Sacred Heart and was doing a fantastic job, almost escaping the Bloody Queen. Didn't happen. It didn't happen on Sacred Heart. But this time on Moonlit River, Mercenary knew exactly what he had to do. He needed to stay out of sight. He needed to stay away from the rocket chair. And therefore, just getting up right before he bleeded out and letting the Wildling get out of there.
Hey,
Really
Grizzly.
good call. Really good call. Yes, please.
So I want to just let all the people on YouTube who are watching us and on Facebook and the multiple platforms that Grizzly and we went against each other in a tournament, and I beat him, and he was supposed to come out with a lip sync to a K-pop song of my choice. And when I beat his team in this tournament, which was a very long time ago, I think that it's only fair for your viewers and mine who, won, to have you deliver that prize to my team, because we're all eagerly waiting for that lip sync of a K-pop song that I chose myself. And I figured this would be the perfect time to just, casually bring it up, because we've been waiting. We've been waiting a long time for this lip sync of that K-pop song, because my team beat your team in that tournament. So we would just like a formal, official response from you, Mr. Gaming Grizzly. If you could address the audience now, thank you.
Guilty. Absolutely. That's I can't deny I did not deliver. I was actually forgetting about it at one point, and I've
reminded you 3 times.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I was
three
reminded.
separate.
Yes, and okay. Listen, I actually want to make this a high quality production, and then realize that would take a lot of time.
So
end of story.
You didn't answer the question though. So the question was, when can we anticipate the prize and trophy from my competitive team for winning against yours in that tournament of you lip syncing a K-pop song?
Okay, let me make this an official statement. By the end of this month. How about that?
This month just started.
Yeah, it's the 6th. I am not the kind of YouTuber that just puts out a video, like I am recording it, looking into the camera, and I'm like, hey, pop the wave. I would just use this entire live stream, cut it down to a video, like 10 minutes, and then throw it on YouTube. I actually, it takes some time to create my videos. And you're very right, you deserve this lip sync, and I want to put out a high quality, or at least medium, low quality, fun thing. So it might take some time.
I can't relate to the high quality stuff. I can't. I just go on there and my comedy is improv. I just come up with everything. One take. You get one take from me. Just like this live feed. You get one take. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but whatever, we move on.
Exactly. And you also have to give me the time to recover from this tournament, because, for example, right now it is 3:30 a.m. in the morning for me. We have next weekend, which is probably going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for it, but especially the final day on Sunday. We're going to have the semifinals. We're going to have the finals on the same day, which means we're going to have more matches in general, as well as a best out of 5. So that's going to be an extremely long day, and I need at least 2 weeks to recover from that, to have a normal...
Well, that's perfect, because that's the end of the month, which is the deadline. And I encourage everyone who is watching right now on all the platforms to hold Gaming Grizzly accountable, because let me tell you something, Gaming Grizzly, I do not wish to be abrasive or aggressive. Don't let the entire server down. Don't let the entire server down. And we're all counting on you to follow your word and your promise to the people whom have supported you for a very, very long time. K-pop song.
I
lip sync.
Right now. I hate
YouTube.
You so much.
End of the month. Thank you,
I
Boo.
hate you so much right
Leave the
now.
excuses at the door. Thank you. Can't relate.
All right. Okay. I think we have a statement right here. End of the month. And for now, we should get back to the tournament. We can see round number 2, match number 2. This time we have B4U on the survivor side. We have Yin Yang on the hunter side. Yin Yang needs to get at least 3 survivors out of this match. And what we can see is the same map as before. It is Moonlit River Park. You can see a Bloody Queen band. Let's see what the survivor bands are, and then we're gonna jump into the survivor picks and bands.
We see that Bloody Queen band over here. We'll see what the survivors are gonna choose after Forward and that Priestess band. Expect to see Mercenary, Gravekeeper, Perfumer. You'll see those 3 for sure. And Mechanic, yeah. You're gonna definitely see. I'd be interested to see. Oh, we're gonna go with Prospector instead. And we're going to, you and I are going to see who the hunter is. We'll see if they choose the violinist.
I'm not saying anything until they're ready up. I mean, I believe in
I
before you
forgot
that
about that.
they're using. Yeah, I think before you will see they are switching from Prospector to Mercenary. I think we can pretty much.
Yep.
expect
See, I
that
see.
lineup
I
to
should have learned my lesson. I should have learned
Yeah.
my lesson. I don't learn the first time around. I'm one of those people that just gotta keep messing up until I stop messing up. It's like that's just life. That's me. Hi.
I bet when I bet when you were a child, you had to, you know, touch the oven more than one time, burn yourself more than one time before you learned your lesson. All right, what hunter can we expect?
I'm not doing this. I'm sticking to my word. I'm sticking, and I'm looking at the YouTube chat right now, and they're all laughing. They all. I'm just saying. I only had one shot to call you out. The whole YouTube chat is blowing up right now. So I'm just saying. You know, all I'm saying is I don't let my viewers down. That's all. You know.
Dude, I'm slowly hating you. I'm beginning to understand
Nah.
why there might be
Nope.
hate towards you.
Nope, you don't hate me. This just means that our relationship, our friendship, is going to the next level. A honeymoon phase is over. This is the reality of
Alright.
it. You didn't wash the dishes. You know?
We're gonna jump into the match. We saw Violinist was picked. Let's check out the layout.
Yep, so this is going to be a group 3 layout. You can see that he spawned in 2 stories. So he's going to move forward. There's 2 people that spawn directly in front of him, which is what we call working carousel. And you're going to see Paulblums immediately rotate over towards that tent. And Schmitty may stick around this working carousel because you can use that to your advantage as a seer. Oh, no, he doesn't. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. He moved over here in transition. So let's see what he does.
Ooh, having a little bit of problems right there getting down. Good call going for Schmitty. Finding the first survivor. There's not a lot of... Actually, not going for the
Yeah. Well, I kind of messed up because I thought he was a gravekeeper. There's a few tricks that you can use as gravekeeper at that working carousel, but I forgot he was seer. So yeah, you're gonna, especially against a violinist, you're going to rotate towards that 4th stop, and you can really kite him for a while over there, which is countered by, again, Bloody Queen and Wu Chang and a clown user. So that strategy isn't equal among all hunters, but it's still one that's usually used either way.
And what we can see is that the violinist is just trying to find another survivor, preferably the mechanic. And you can also see before you is just communicating in a great way. They are transitioning out of there. They are getting away. We have Zip going around trying to get to Paulblums. We saw Paulblums kiting around for basically the entire match in the first round. So the question is the violinist doing this again? Or is he going to try to find my leg first, the mechanic right there, to bring down the decoding speed?
Well, the violinist there, so Paulblums actually used the perfume on the 2nd story, and the violinist actually predicted that and thought that Paulblums would perfume back, but Paulblums has a lot of discipline and didn't perfume back up there, threw a pallet down, hopped it, and moved towards 1st stop. So that's what the violinist was doing. Violinist was just anticipating her to perfume back, and again, it's like a chess match. Sometimes it works in your favor and sometimes it doesn't.
Right. He was bringing... Oh, good owl, good owl. He was bringing down the doll first. He's trying to hit the mechanic. He's really waiting for that owl to disappear. Doesn't want to take that animation time. That
He's gonna try to hit that skill again. That was a good juke, and he's gonna wait for him to hit so he can go on that roller coaster, but he's trying to avoid the ability. That's what Mechanic's trying to do. Mechanic wants to get hit by a regular attack so they can go on the... And that's what's gonna happen right here. Go on the roller coaster and take off.
Great job so far. We have the mechanic slowly getting out of there, and we can see that Zip is transitioning over to To the mercenary. Still trying to make his way towards the mechanic. So the mechanic already took a hit. And also putting pressure on all the siphon machines right there.
You see that Schmitty was able to rotate from over this area. They have great communication.
Ooh, he sees Schmitty though. Trying to hit him with the notes.
Those were very close. Those are very, very
Yeah,
close.
they really were, but we gotta admit,
Did he hit
Schmitty
one of
was
them?
able to- No, actually not. I think not. Schmitty was able to avoid all of them. Fantastic job from the team.
Yeah, he
look
did
at
a
the
good
rotation
job
there.
avoiding those.
Yeah, they are really running around. And just, oh, that was a
Beautiful.
good hit. Really, really nice.
Good job. Let's see what the violinists did. They're down to 2 ciphers now, so they're going to slow down Schmitty here. Schmitty's going to hop that, get a little bit of a boost.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Goes down inside
Beautiful
of the
move.
pallet, but there's no one there that could actually rescue. Fantastic job from the violinist. Bring down Schmitty right here, but have to keep in mind 1 cipher machine is remaining.
Yeah, you can really see the violinist was running the correct route early game. Just there was a lot of rotation right away, and that's where it gets difficult as a hunter when you have to go against teams in these four team comps. But hey, here's the thing: violinist has a really good anti-rescue ability, so we're gonna see no max persona just yet, but don't always need it. Let's see what Poblums can do here.
Ooh, that was close. The thing is, only 1 cipher machine remaining. I'm not sure if that one is primed, but even if not, Seer could go down and could go on a chair for another time. That is.
He's trying to use his ability
Yeah, he is.
because of the pop.
Yeah.
But now he's gonna have to swing, and then he's gonna hope that those ciphers aren't popped. And they are,
Ciphers
and here we
are
go.
primed. Alright, what we can see is that the mechanic is already at the exit gate as well, opening up right away. Fantastic job from B4U, and at this point, I want to mention it again, Yin Yang needs to get at least 3 survivors out of this game. Nice!
Oh,
Fantastic
nice.
hit right there with the skill. But again, he needs to get 3 survivors out of the game. Schmitty is the first one who will be on the chair again, and he could be rescued, but I think B4U knows that they only need 2 survivors out of there, and no, they're actually coming in.
I think Bad Troll was expecting a teleport. That's why he heard the persona change or trait change rather. So he was gonna put himself in position for a rescue, but
It's gonna be dangerous. He still has 2 elbow pads right here. There we go, dashing towards the exit gate. You can already see Mechanic and Perfumer out of the game, and that means that Yin Yang is not getting 3 survivors out of there. Oh, through the dungeon. Oh.
yeah, you hear that trait change, and you anticipate a teleport, knowing that the hunter may have to teleport in order to get some of those rescues. And I think honestly that's why Bad Troll was kind of put himself in position for a potential rescue, anticipating it. But the teleport never happened, and good gameplay from both teams. And I believe B4U is going to proceed to the next round. Is that correct, Grizzly?
That is very correct. Round number 1 and round number 2 was decided by B4U, and we have to give it to Yin Yang. They were actually in the first round. They got 0 points because B4U's Hunter as well as the survivor side was just getting out of there with 4 survivors or eliminating 4 survivors. In round number 2 though, they were not able to get the entire team out of there or to eliminate the entire team. So therefore Yin Yang was definitely stepping it up in round number 2, but we have to give it to B4U. As you can see, the points, they are telling us that B4U is advancing in this tournament, going into the next bracket. Sadly, Yin Yang is eliminated after this match, and that's pretty much...
That's pretty much it. We have to say thank you to Yin Yang actually, because there were 4 teams that were approached for the live feed tonight, and they couldn't make it. And Yin Yang knew that they were going against a really, really good team. And they said, you know what, we want to make sure that the audience has something to watch tonight. And so they stepped up and they were willing to go on live feed against a really, really good team. And I can 100% support that. That Hunter Sip, almost a tier 6 hunter at this point, wins way more than what they lose. That's a good hunter, and it was a good match. And I'm very excited about today. I think that the Potatoes versus XQ is a fabulous match. I mean, it went to round 3. It was the only match so far that has been on live feed that has reached round 3. And I want to give a shout out to all the supporters today and all of the competitors. I mean, you guys really killed it. And thank you for making this such a remarkable stream and a day 3 that was successful.
And as you mentioned, this was day 3. Next weekend on Friday, we're going to continue this tournament on day 4. And I am looking forward to see that, because you just mentioned it. That was the first day in which we actually saw a round 3 on live feed. And I expect to see more of that, high tier gameplay against each other, where they force each other into round 3, maybe even round 4 on the next weekend.
Right. And I'm looking forward to it, especially next weekend. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, next weekend, just like Grizzly was saying, we got live feeds on Friday, Saturday. All top 8 teams will be on between Friday and Saturday. Thank you very much for watching us. And Grizzly, you can end things and make sure you do that lip sync video that you lost that bet for. Thank you.
Exactly. And on Friday, again, not on Friday, on Sunday, I want to say it again, we have the semifinals, the finals. It's going to be a great day. We're going to see the top teams duking it out for the number 1 spot. Super excited for it. I hope to see you all on the next weekend on day 4, 5, and 6. I hope you all have a fantastic week. And until then, I want to say bye-bye. Have a great time.
Lip sync video. Bye. Boo-boos.
Okay.